2. They are doing valiantly, Brazil, to hold on to this narrow lead. We've had a lot of stoppages. 5 minutes were added on. We're now into the 97th. England camped in the Brazil half, corner after corner. They're now playing it down the right-hand side. Aggie Beaver-Jones has looked lively in the box. Ball picked up by Russo. Shot is blocked. We've got mere seconds to go. England 1, Brazil 2.
So confirmation to come on the result there. If you missed it, a dramatic game in the Premiership this evening. Leicester winning 36-35 against Sale. There is live sport right now on Sports Extra 2, third practice ahead of the Mexican Grand Prix, which is on 5 Live tomorrow night. Later there will be coverage from the O2 from
Mo, with Click and Collect, we get orders ready fast. So customers are out of here and back to their jobs in as little as 1 minute. What are you doing?
Dip lunches. It's my warm-up. I need to be in peak condition for when orders come in.
Love that intensity, Mo. Laser focused. You might even have what it takes to beat my PB one day.
Back in the Mo.
Click and collect in as little as 1 minute. Screwfix. No stopping you.
And now, the weather.
Outside, gloomy skies, a persistent drizzle, and a chilly wind blowing from the west, north, east, and south. But inside, temperatures of toasty warm with a high chance of comfy cushions, soft lighting, and a smattering of snuggly throws. Come home to COYI. Discover textiles and lighting at your local IKEA now. IKEA, the wonderful every day.
He's having a blinder. He's clipped the post. He's looking formidable. Then... his game might be over, but yours isn't. With Betfair's Safe Stop, your bet simply rolls onto the player coming on. Playing a different league with Betfair.
Valid on selected leagues and markets only. Applies to singles, multiples and bet builder bets on qualified player outcome selections. Does not apply to odds boost. T's and C's and exclusions apply. 18+. Gambleware.org.
Hi, just leaving work now. Sorry it's a bit loud. Basically, so I was thinking we could get Mackies tonight. Had a Big Mac on my mind all day, and delivery fee on the app is now from 99p. So, you in? Of course you are. Love you. Bye.
Exclusively on the McDonald's app. 18+. Service fee and small order fee may apply. Participating restaurants. Serving times and T's and C's apply.
We all fantasize about our perfect home. Sipping a morning coffee out on the terrace. Good morning, Mr. Squirrel. Morning. The kids building a trees playing on the lawn. But come on, this isn't real. Listen, if you're serious about making your fantasy a reality, find out what your home is worth instantly with a free online valuation estimate. Get real about moving. Get on the market. Most common time to obtain an online quote between 1st of April 2024 and 30th of June 2024 is under 3 minutes. Excludes Northern Ireland.
Game day phone in on TalkSport with Sky Sports. Stream the biggest Premier League games flexibly with Now. Like Everton versus Tottenham live tomorrow. Search Now Sports. 18+. Stream via internet. Terms apply.
Talk Sport.
Good evening with your headlines at 7:31. First, let's head to the Etihad in their first game since winning the Euros. It hasn't ended well for England's Lionesses. Let's go to John Dunn.
England 1, Brazil 2. England's homecoming ending in defeat. A poor start with the South American champions ahead after 9 minutes. England's defence allowing Bia Zannaretto in to score. It was 2 on 18 minutes. Youngster Dudina firing in via the post. Brazil then had captain Angelina sent off. Alex Greenwood hit the post in the second half. Georgia Stanway converted a penalty to bring England back into it. Big chance for Russo heading over the bar. Georgia Stanway smacking one against the bar late in the game. England 1, Brazil 2.
Thank you, John. Elsewhere today, Sunderland are up to second in the Premier League after a last-gasp winner secured their 2-1 win over Chelsea. As for Man United, they go fourth thanks to that 4-2 win over Brighton. Earlier on, Newcastle also beat Fulham 2-1. That's Fulham's fourth loss in a row. Tonight, Mo Salah is back in the starting lineup as Liverpool travel to Brentford. The Reds are winless in their last 3 Premier League games. That one is live on TalkSport with build-up right here next. And in the Championship today, Coventry stay top after a 3-1 win over Watford. Second place Middlesbrough grabbed a point against Wrexham, and Millwall beat Leicester to keep their spot in third.
Leave behind the dank, rank monotony of the weekday. The spirit of Saturday is upon us. rise up.
It's big ticket live Premier League football you can't afford to miss.
Saturday is game day.
One spectacular pitch performance you can't hear anywhere else. Live commentary of Brentford versus Liverpool. The big match, game day exclusive
on TalkSport.
Good evening, everyone. It is a heavyweight night of live sport on TalkSport this evening, and in the Premier League late kickoff, Brentford will be hoping to deliver another body blow to Liverpool's title defence.
Unpredictable Premier League, at least at the start of the season.
Sunderland are going to win it here at Stamford Bridge. Alex Crook. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 2, Shamsteen Talby second in the table.
That top 5 at the moment is incredible, isn't it?
Dominic Szoboszlai, 25 yards out, drills it into the bottom corner and gets Liverpool a bit.
A Liverpool back?
Welcome to West London. Henderson, what a ball over halfway. Schade only tossing between him and the goal. Schade finds the corner.
Henderson's been terrific, I've got to say as well.
What he can do with the ball in terms of feeding the front players, yeah, he's been very good.
And Manchester United, they've won at Anfield.
It's only October. Get any medals in October.
Liverpool lead 5-1 in Frankfurt. Does Salah get in the starting lineup on Saturday night?
The last thing I worry about is if Mo is starting to score goals again.
It's not easy. This is the Premier League.
Yes, this is Game Day exclusive on TalkSport with me, Reshmin Chowdhury, live from the G-Tech Community Stadium where Brentford take on Liverpool in West London. Now, the Reds, of course, got that much-needed win in Europe in midweek after 4 consecutive defeats. They'll be keen for 3 points tonight to get their title defence back on track, but the Bees are buoyant. And they have a decent record at home, don't they? After wins for Manchester United and Sunderland today, Liverpool sits 6th in the Premier League table, 4 points behind leaders Arsenal. So they come into this game looking to pick up any point they can, but hopefully all 3 from their point of view. So let's get the team news with our match commentator, Jim Proudfoot. Hi, Jim.
Hi, Resh. Mo Salah is recalled tonight, but there's no surprise that neither Alexander Isak nor Ryan Gravenberch have made it, as Liverpool look to snap this 3-game Premier League losing streak. Isak went off at half-time in Frankfurt on Wednesday with a groin problem. Gravenberch still missing because of an ankle injury. So Arne Slot makes 3 changes to the team that won so convincingly in Germany. Both fullbacks are changed. Bradley and Kirkes recalled. Frimpong out with a hamstring injury. And Salah's recall comes at the expense of Isak, the Egyptian becoming the first Liverpool forward ever to start 50 successive Premier League games. As for Brentford, they've named the same side that won at West Ham on Monday, including 2 men who won the Premier League title with Liverpool in Kelleher and Jordan Henderson, who both faced the Reds for the first time since they left Anfield, and a third former Liverpool player in Sepp Vandenberg. So the Bees line up with Kelleher in goal, back four of Coyote, Collins, Vandenberg and Aya,
who started at left back for the first time in a year on Monday. He reprises that role tonight. Yarmolyuk and Henderson in midfield. Ouattara, Damsgaard and Schade play behind Igor Chaga, who's scored 6 goals in 9 league and cup games this season. For Liverpool, it's Mamardashvili in the continued absence of Alisson. The same back four that started the 3 successive league defeats: Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk and Kirkes, Szoboszlai and Jones, Salah, Wirtz and Gakpo, with Ekitike up front. And on the benches for Brentford, Henry, Pinnock, Jensen and Nelson, Onyeka, Lewis Potter, Janelt, and another former Liverpool man in Fabio Carvalho, along with goalkeeper Valdimarsson. For Liverpool, it's Woodman, Gomez, Endo, McAllister and Chiesa, Robertson, Nyoni and Gamoa, and 18-year-old midfielder Kieran Morrison, who recently made his debut for Northern Ireland's under-21s. He's in the Liverpool matchday squad for the very first time tonight. Referee Simon Hooper, who took charge of Liverpool's win at Newcastle back in August.
Jim, thank you very much indeed. Well, alongside myself and Jim tonight, we're joined by the Nottingham Forest legend and former England captain Stuart Pearce. Always wonderful to have you with us, Stuart. Let's talk about the team news. Mo Salah start. He was dropped in midweek, of course, which caused brought up a lot of headlines. Are you surprised to see that he's back, or is it because the other players are injured?
I'm not surprised to see him back because of the quality he needs. At this moment in time, the manager's thumbing around trying to get some level of form from him. Personally, I don't think it's too much of a problem him sitting out a game. Sometimes you need freshening up, however that comes, whether it's being sat away from it a little bit and watching your teammates play, or alternatively being put back in again and backed with confidence.
Same back four that started the last 3 league defeats. Is that also is that an area of weakness for Liverpool then? Because does it look as though Arne Slot doesn't have enough options to be able to rotate there?
That would be fair to say. I don't think Kirkes has hit the ground running since he's come here. It's going to take him a little while to settle in. I think he's a good player, but I'm not seeing that at the moment. Bradley obviously come in pre this season as a young man that sort of, when he was dipped in and out the team, he'd done extremely well. So he's, the spotlight's on him a little bit more because he's more of a regular now, if you like, and they've been pulled around slightly and exposed in these wide areas, and that will be a big problem for Liverpool. The quality they got through their team, especially in the front echelons of the team, is there for all to see. But for them to lose 3 games in a row in the Premier League, I would have said to you that was nigh on impossible.
Yeah, especially at the start of the season with all the signings and all the, I suppose, just that everyone's still looking at the team last season and how they swept everyone aside. It's a difficult position for Liverpool to be in, isn't it, this season?
Well, they won 5 on the bounce to start the season, and if I would have said to you like they're going to lose the next 3, you'd have said impossible. Yeah. It just won't happen. And for United to go there as well and turn them over, that is a real body blow. They have to come here and keep the pressure on Arsenal that are creating a little gap, so they've got to be careful that gap doesn't open up too much.
Yeah, and what about Brentford then? I suppose no surprises. I mean, we've seen that Mo Salah hasn't been firing on all cylinders. He hasn't scored in 7 games from open play, actually, in 7 consecutive games. But Brentford have Igor Thiago, and we were here a few weeks ago, weren't we, when they played United. He is a fantastic player to watch. 5 Premier League goals so far this season. Only Erling Haaland with his 11 and Anton Semenyo with 6 have scored more than him so far. I mean, what a tool to have in your armour when you've already lost great players already.
Listen, he's the one when I think a lot of us, and I included, predicted Brentford to get relegated. I thought where their goal's going to come from. I had no idea. Thiago's come in and he's filled that role on a sort of permanent basis. He had injury problems and the like, but he's been a real handful for defenders. Against West Ham earlier in the week as well, they couldn't deal with him. His physicality, he's scoring goals, and he is the person that's turned them around from, for me, relegation fodder to a team that's got a good chance of staying in this division.
Yeah, and they've got a very good record at home as well. We can see images of Arne Slot on the screen. It was his first season last year, but of course he came in with quite a CV. Keith, the manager for Brentford, he's in here with, this is his first managerial job.
Yeah.
And as you say, a lot of people doubted him. How impressed have you been by his tenacity and his ability to sort of read the game and make the changes that have been necessary when a lot of people just put him down as a set-piece coach?
Yeah, well, listen, that was his job prior, but listen, that doesn't define you. We like to shoebox people, especially in the media and managers, but what he's done, I think, he's made a big judgment call on bringing Jordan Henderson into this club. He's got a manager in the dressing room in Jordan that will set an example to his teammates that dictates the tempo on a football pitch. If you watch the game against West Ham last week, he had more touches than anybody on the pitch because the players trust him. They trust him verbally and with his ability with his feet, and he's going to be a major asset to Keith as a young manager going forward, without a doubt.
It's interesting you describe him as the manager in the dressing room, because you kind of need those figures, especially during a period of turbulence, which Brentford have had, and Keith Andrews has had to navigate it. That's the kind of person that you want.
There's a clamour for leadership within dressing rooms, within business, wherever it may be. And you've got a ready-made leader in Jordan Henderson that's come in, and he's not only led by what he does and the example he gives, he's playing all the games as well and seeing the games out, which I fully expect him to do. He's a good athlete and a good professional.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? He played 492 times for Liverpool. He's the first captain in the club's history to lift 6 different trophies as well, which is quite incredible, isn't it? So obviously he's facing his former side. Kelleher is doing the same. I mean, look, we talked about Liverpool on that run of 3 consecutive defeats. And the Manchester United was the third of the season. This time last year, they'd conceded 7 goals. This season, 18 in 13 games. And we talked about, the likes of Kickoff who haven't been able to hit the ground running. We see Virgil van Dijk pop up and save the team on occasion, and we saw that during the week as well. He got the equaliser, he got them back into that game against Frankfurt. I mean, look, Mark Gahey was the person that they wanted. They didn't seal that deal. This back line, but during such a busy period, Arne Slot needs to find a formula, doesn't he?
He does, because you've got to be hard to score against. I mean, historically, Liverpool were hard to score against. All the teams that end up winning trophies at the end of the year, if you're easy to score against, you're not going to be lifting trophies, and that's probably one problem that they're going to have to solve, and that might be in January with Gahey, but they need to be close and in contention prior to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, look, we talked about when we looked at the team news, Mo Salah is starting this one, and yesterday in the pre-match press conference, the boss on the slot, he did talk about Salah's poor run of form. He said he expects the 33-year-old to be back in goal-scoring form very soon.
Players miss chances, and Mo is a human being as well, so we're not used to him missing chances, let alone a few games in a row, but these things can happen. What could have to do it, I have no clue if it does, but I could come up with it's easier maybe to finish a chance if you're 3-1 up than if you're 1-0 down. But maybe that's completely not true for him, but good. But I think the main thing is that Mo has always scored his goal for our club. And the last thing I worry about is Mo starting to score goals again, because that's what he's done his whole life, and that's what I expect him to do in the upcoming weeks and months for our club as well.
Yep, it's what he does his whole life. Even last season, he was Liverpool's top scorer, 29 goals, 18 assists. He's a phenomenon in every single way you look at him, but he has gone 7 successive Premier League matches without scoring a non-penalty goal. It's actually his longest streak since he joined Liverpool in 2017. It's a difficult one, Stuart, because you've got Isak, who joined and was injured today, but he hasn't had a chance to get match fit and be in that position that he was last season. We're sort of waiting for Florian Wirtz to show what he's made of as well. The person that is shining is Ekitike at the moment. But with Mo Salah, when you've got a talent like that, as Arne Slot said, it's the least of his problems, surely, or is it somewhere secretly a problem?
Well, it is, because he's gone from being, at the end of last season, or for the most of last season, Salah and Van Dijk were just incredible. They drove this team, and they were by far the best two, arguably, in the Premier League. And the drop-off's been incredible. Maybe that's come with a nice contract. Quite often the case in that last year of contract.
Yeah, and people have been pointing that sort of finger
pretty
towards
high,
him. Yeah.
And subconsciously, I don't think he's that kind of player, but subconsciously you drop off a couple of percent, and all of a sudden you're not scoring the goals that you normally do. But he'll be back. There's no doubt, over the course of a long season, he'll be back scoring goals. And the quicker the better for Liverpool. Yeah, absolutely. He's got a great record, by the way, against Brentford. He's scored in every single game that he's played against them. Real goal involvement. He's been absolutely sterling for them. But Brentford, of course, they'll be looking to, I suppose, defend what's been a decent home record for them. They've beaten both Villa and Manchester United at the G-Tech so far this season. They've got a really good record. They've only lost 2 of their last 8 home Premier League games. So they'll be feeling confident, certainly, going into this week. And earlier in the week, the Brentford captain Nathan Collins spoke to TalkSport's Ian Abrahams. They talked about the importance of Jordan Henderson, actually, as we were discussing earlier, as he faces his former side for the first time since leaving Anfield.
I think for him to be the best player, he has to join in with us, and I think he's done that well. I think he's moulded in nicely, you know what I mean? We have a young group, and we need his experience on the pitch, his leadership on the pitch. It helps me out, it helps other players out. It takes that edge off me if we're doing too much maybe sometimes. So to have him so good, but listen, he has personal objectives, but he can't do them without us, and we can't do what we do on the pitch without him. So it's kind of a match that works together so far, and we want it to continue.
Yeah, you got Jordan Henderson, as we discussed, what a leader he is in the dressing room, on the pitch as well. He's facing his former team, so is Kieran Kelleher as well. What's it like when you're up against a former team, especially with Jordan Henderson? He was the club captain, he made history with this side.
Yeah, well, having worked with Jordan, I'll be really disappointed if he goes into this game thinking, oh, this is a lovely game for me, my ex-club. I used to really want to win against my old clubs. This not celebrating goals and all this nonsense. It's not for me.
Nonsense.
You go out there and you want to prove to them, look, I've moved on to a better club, I'm still a good player, that type of thing. And I think he'll be all hands to the pump to try and achieve a performance. If Henderson plays well today, his team have got an opportunity of getting a result here today.
Yeah.
And listen, through their ranks, I think the togetherness they've got against West Ham, players were scoring, running over at the manager, and I quite like that, especially with the young manager as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's a real family feel, isn't there, in this Brentford side? Absolutely. Well, look, it's going to be a good one. The atmosphere is building here nicely at the G-Tech. It's such a lovely ground to come to, by the way. It does feel very cosy and very shiny and very nice, actually. So really looking forward to this one. A big game ahead. Just about 10 minutes to kick off, so it's time to get the latest odds from Betfair.
Odds update on TalkSport with Betfair. Play in a different league this season with Safe Sum from Betfair. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Sam Rothbottom, long time no speak. I hope you're doing well.
Rashmin, yes, very good, very, very good. It is an evening game, and it is a little bit chilly. Have you got your heated gilet or your
heater?
What's going on?
The heater's not here. The heater's not here. I have my heated gilet ready to go. It's all plugged in for when I need it, for when it's necessary. Stuart's all wrapped up. Sal, our producer's wrapped up. Jim Proudfoot has his coat back on. There was one point where he was so hard he took it off and he was just wearing a sweater underneath. I don't know how he managed that. I don't know what he was trying to show us. Maybe, he's hard, isn't he? But yeah, it's swiftly back on because it's going to be cold. Let's talk about the odds for this game because, chilly out here, but surely it should be an interesting one in terms of the betting odds.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, Liverpool are the odds-on favourites at 8 to 11. I know their form has been widely discussed. They did get that good away win in the Champions League midweek, didn't they? And they'll be hoping that their league form changes with this one. They've lost 5 of their last 8 Premier League away matches. Can the same happen again today? Brentford are 11 to 4 to win tonight. However, they've lost each of their last 5 Premier League games against Liverpool. So, interesting bit of a matchup there with the form guide. They're drawing that one 12 to 5. I was going to run you through some of the really popular goal scorers, but after Stuart and the no-nonsense Jordan Henderson celebration, will we see some of that tonight? 14 to 1 for Jordan Henderson to score any time against his former club. But as you'd imagine, not quite a popular selection with the punters. Someone who is a little bit more popular, Brentford's Igor Thiago. He's on a great run, isn't he, so far this season? Netted 5 Premier League goals so far this campaign. They just have a knack of these things, don't they, Brentford? Obviously Lisa's gone as well. They're looking for a goal scorer. In comes Thiago. 15 to 8 for him to score any time tonight. Obviously you touched on Mo Salah as well. Just 2 goals in 8 Premier League appearances so far this season. But punters fancy him to get on the score sheet. Shade of odds against at 11 to 10 for him to do that. So he is up there amongst the favourites. But a Liverpool player I really fancy tonight, Cody Gakpo, 6 goals in his last 5 games for club and country. His odds are bigger and could be valued at 21 to 10 in the anytime goal scorers market. In fact, I'd like the look of him to score and Liverpool to win, which comes out at around 13 to 5 when you combine both in a bet builder. Don't forget as well, the goal scorers market is one of the many covered by Betfair Safe Sum. So if your player comes off, your bet rolls onto the player that comes on, meaning your bet's still on. But fingers crossed that there's a cracking match to warm you all up tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure it will be. Sam, thank you very much. We'll speak to you later. That is all thanks to Betfair. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Odds update on TalkSport with Betfair. Play in a different league this season with Safe Sum from Betfair. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
So, TalkSport brings you live coverage of a huge heavyweight contest later in the show. I'm sure you're all aware. You must have been hearing it throughout the day. Joseph Parker takes on Fabio Wardley at the O2 Arena. The undercard is live on TalkSport 2 from 8 this evening. But here, of course, on TalkSport, our attention is on the G-Tech Community Stadium as Brentford face Liverpool, and Kickoff is next.
Kickoff live on TalkSport with Sky Sports. Stream a massive month of sport this October on Sky Sports with a Now month membership. 18 plus, stream via internet, terms apply.
And now, the weather.
Outside, gloomy skies, a persistent drizzle, and a chilly wind blowing from the west, north, east, and south. But inside, temperatures of toasty warm with a high chance of comfy cushions, soft lighting, and a smattering of snuggly throws. Come home to cozy. Discover textiles and lighting at your local IKEA now. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
He's having a blinder. He's clipped the post. He's looking formidable. Then... His game might be over, but yours isn't. With Betfair's Safe Sub, your bet simply rolls onto the player coming on. Playing a different league with Betfair.
Valid on selected leagues and markets only. Applies to singles, multiples and bet builder bets on qualified player outcome selections. Does not apply to odds boost. T's and C's and exclusions apply. 18 plus gambleware.org.
We all fantasize about our perfect home. Watching the big game, cozied up in the snug. Balmy summer nights with the kids playing on the lawn. But come on, this isn't real. Listen, if you're serious about making your fantasy a reality, find out what your home is worth instantly with a free online valuation estimate. Get real about moving. Get on the market. Most common time to obtain an online quote between 1st of April 2024 and 30th of June 2024 is under 3 minutes. Excludes Northern Ireland.
Incredible scenes here at the Village Hotel's Pub and Grill. Fans are taking their place in the fan zone with stadium-style seating, amazing views on huge screens, and we're underway. Lovely bit of dribbling there as she tackles a burger stack. Now they're getting down the wings. Sticky barbecue. Unbelievable. Oh, and he's hit the bar. And it's there. His favourite ice cold beer. What a result. Catch every game live in the Pub and Grill at Village. Get in. Find out more at villagehotels.com.
It's another day at Screwfix, and Samo Farah is learning the ropes.
So, Mo, with Click and Collect, we get orders ready fast. So customers are out of here and back to their jobs in as little as 1 minute. What are you doing?
Dip lunches. It's my warm-up. I need to be in peak condition for when orders come in.
Love that intensity now. Laser focused. You might even have what it takes to beat my PB one day.
Back in a moment.
Click and collect in as little as 1 minute. Screwfix. No stopping you.
Hi, just think of work now. Sorry it's a bit loud. Basically, so I was thinking we could get Mackey's tonight. Had a Big Mac on my mind all day, and delivery fee on the app is now from 99p. So, you in? Of course you are. Love you. Bye.
Exclusively on the McDonald's app. 18 plus. Service fee and small order fee may apply. Participating restaurants. Serving times and T's and C's apply.
Game day exclusive on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, we're here for it.
You are listening to TalkSport, the game day exclusive team, sharing your Saturday night with you and myself, Rashmin Chowdhury, Stuart Pearce and Jim Proudfoot. We're live here at the G-Tech Community Stadium as the players are heading out. It is Brentford against Liverpool, a huge game here tonight. If Liverpool fail to win, Stuart Pearce, they'll be behind Sunderland in the Premier League table. They need to pull their socks up today, don't they, and really get a victory.
Well, there's two stories there. We've not got time to talk about the Sunderland story, which is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
But Liverpool, you're right, they can't afford to lose distance between them and Arsenal. The sights at Liverpool and the standards are you should be chasing the Premier League title once again.
Yep, absolutely right. Well, it should be a huge game here. The players are shaking hands. An important 3 points up for grabs. Sit back and enjoy our live and exclusive commentary in the company of the former England fullback and Manchester City manager Stuart Pearce and your match commentator Jim Proudfoot.
Fresh, thank you, and a very good evening to you for a Saturday night under the lights in West London as Liverpool seek confirmation that their malaise is behind them. They lost as many league games in 22 days as they had in the preceding 12 months. But if the thumping come from behind win in Frankfurt, shows that there's a clear need to replicate that level of performance tonight. They have to take a sad song and make it better. They're behind the curve already, having been 5 points clear of Arsenal. They're now 4 behind them. And title challenges seldom withstand runs of 3 successive defeats. The last team to be crowned champions, having lost 3 in a row when the title race was still in the balance, was Manchester United back in the 96-97 season. So there's already a fair weight of history for the Reds to try and overcome. Arne Slot was disarmingly honest in the wake of the Eintracht Frankfurt game, said that the opposition tactics and style suited Liverpool in a way that the approach of Palace, Chelsea and Man United hadn't. Brentford's MO is far removed from that of Eintracht. This a night where early balls forward, speed on the break and long throws will come to the fore. And it could well be a significant test of the frailties those other defeats have exposed. History suggests a fourth straight league defeat would put that title defence in serious trouble. Well, the Bees line up with Kelleher in goal. He's one of 4 former Liverpool players in the squad. A back 4 of Coyote, Collins, Vandenberg and Ayer. Yarmanyuk and Henderson in midfield. Ouattara, Damsgaard and Schade. And Igor Thiago, the top scorer up front. For Liverpool, it's Mamadashvili in goal. Same back 4 that started those 3 successive league defeats. Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk and Kerkez. Soboslai and Jones in the centre of midfield. Salah, Wirtz and Gakpo with Ekatike up front. And on the benches for Brentford, Henry, Pinnock, Jensen and Nelson. Onyeka, Lewis Potter, Janelt and Carvalho. And keeper Hauken Valdimarsson. For Liverpool, it's Freddie Woodman, Gomez, Endo, McAllister and Chiesa. Robertson, Nioni and Gamoa. And 18-year-old midfielder Kieran Morrison makes the matchday squad for the very first time. Referee tonight, Simon Hooper, who set off Anthony Gordon when Liverpool won at Newcastle back in August. Brentford in their red and white, and Liverpool in their change kit of green shirts. Today's match marking the Premier League's No Room for Racism initiative, and it highlights the ongoing commitment to tackle all forms of discrimination and promote diversity within football. And the players are taking the knee now to show solidarity against discrimination and send a clear message that racism has no place in our game or wider society. Well, last season the well-oiled slot machine hit the jackpot, but this season's 3 in a row doesn't bode well. Liverpool hit the capital looking to revitalise their title challenge after that run of damaging defeats. Brentford hope to beat them for only the second time in 87 years. Liverpool kick it from right to left, and Konate works the ball forward. It's Ayer, left back again, back towards Kelleher. It's a poor clearance from the former Liverpool man. Straight under the head of Cody Gakpo, about 20 yards outside the penalty area. And Soboslai lets the ball run behind him. Bradley plays it back for Konate. And here's the first touch for Mamadashvili. I'm delighted to say Stuart Pearce is alongside us tonight. Stuart, you and I have slight disagreement about how this game might end up. I think we're both expecting that both sides are going to score them.
Yeah, I think it's amazing, really. Liverpool playing here at Brentford, who certainly were my tip, Jim, one of my tips to go down. And you're thinking, it's difficult to call this one because of Liverpool's form and the fact too many of their players have been off form. But I've gone for an odd goal victory by Liverpool.
Well, it's got a sneaky suspicion it might end all square. As Coyote has possession just on the edge of his own penalty area. Touch for Jordan Henderson. And a much more considered touch from Kelleher getting the ball forward. It's then helped on by Vandenberg, who made 4 appearances in cup competitions for Liverpool before making his move here. His ball down the line, Shanahan after it. And Mamadashvili comes outside the penalty area and sweeps up and puts it out of play for the first of umpteen long throws tonight for Brentford.
Yeah, Brentford will look to get forward quickly. Sade's pace and Thiago up front. They'll look to get the ball in behind. And what always worries me, Jim, whenever I look, and Liverpool were at it then, there's 4 or 5 of their players still up the pitch when the ball's gone in behind their back line. And that's always a worrying sight, I think.
Brentford will certainly try and exploit that. What can they do from this long throw? Coyote's got a huge delivery. Van Dijk heads it away. Salah hooks it further clear. He comes to meet it, and he's able to nod it on in the midfield and turn forward then by Yarmanyuk, and it goes out of play for a throw that Brentford will take on the right-hand touchline this time. Coyote's heat map must be great because it just be zigzagging across the pitch from one touchline to the other as he's preparing to take these long throws. It's a really good delivery. He's got not flat like Delap's used to be, but he gets really good distance on it. He's actually worked it short this time. Down towards Ouattara. Ball inside the penalty area again is cleared. It goes past Yarmoliuk. A little side of goal for Aya, but he's hit it way over the bar. And now to play for goal kick going to be taken by Mamardashvili with 3 minutes in here on TalkSport, and it's 0-0 between Brentford and Liverpool.
Yeah, just looking at Coyote, I've watched him a fair bit. He's one of these, if he gets in a tight situation in his final third, he just puts his head down and thinks, I can't see a pass, I'm going to dribble my way out of it. And quite exciting to watch. I wouldn't like to be a Brentford supporter though when he does it.
Mamardashvili spots the ball down. Liverpool coming into this on the back of that hefty win in Germany. Live on TalkSport on Wednesday night, beating Eintracht Frankfurt by 5-1, but they lost all 4 games before that. They haven't lost 4 Premier League games in a row since 2021. But that is a mark that they could meet tonight. They actually haven't lost 4 of their first 9 league games since 1993, let alone 4 in a row. That also could happen tonight. Mamardashvili sweeping up again. Another long ball forward. This one from Kelleher. Goes out towards the far touchline. Bradley wanted a second touch. He'd run out of room. So goes out for a throw. And Coyote again is summoned to go and take it on the Brentford left.
Yeah, Mamardashvili there once again needed to come outside his box, sweep up. He's put it out for a throw in a couple of times now. And I think if this ends up in the net, he'll be on for an assist. You cannot give throw-ins away to Brentford in the final third.
And when you're knocking, coming out and sweeping up, don't knock it out square. Try and get further distance upfield to make it more difficult angle for the long throw to come in. So this one from about 25 yards out, held in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, taking a touch, and he's volleyed in. Perfect start for Brentford. Dongo Ouattara, 6 yards out. On the end of the near post flick, Brentford score from a long throw yet again. Liverpool trailing the lead yet again. Already behind as they look to avoid a 4th straight league defeat. And they've been undone from a set piece by Dongo Ouattara.
Well, I've got to say, Jim, goalkeeper knocking the ball out, sweeping up behind his box. You cannot afford to give throw-ins away. This was probably about 30 yards out from goal on the big diagonal, but Coyote's got the ability to launch it in the box. It was flicked on at the near post. Good first contact there by Brentford. I think it was Collins actually, I think, or potentially Aya, and a great finish at the far post. It was actually Aya who flicked it on, and they've got this off to a tee.
Ouattara just peeled away at the back post. That gave them a little bit of space to be able to sweep it home left-footed. And Brentford lead already by a goal to 0. Liverpool needing a response. And Soboslai works it out towards the right-hand side. In behind Conor Bradley. Salah hooking in inside the penalty area. And coming to meet it, Ekatike. Got a touch. It's gone wide. Don't think it would have counted, judging by the reaction of referee Simon Hooper anyway. It's the first goal. It's come inside 5 minutes. And it's the 6th successive game in which Liverpool have gone 1-0 down. Obviously, the other night they came back having been 1-0 down and came back and won very handsomely. But they're just giving them so much to do in these games at the moment.
They certainly are. You've got a goal down, you're chasing it. You've got to be played slightly more expansive. And at the moment, Liverpool have certainly got enough players up the pitch, but that's leaving space for here we go again, for Brentford a dart in behind, but offside flag just caught Schade out.
Yeah, Bradley stepped up that time and did manage to get Schade offside.
Well, this is a real concern. They've only kept 2 clean sheets during 19 games now, which for a side that won the title last season is almost incomprehensible. I mean, some of that run does go back into last season, of course, but just 2 clean sheets over the course of this season so far is a huge concern for Arne Slot.
And there's a heavy weight that bears down on Premier League winners. You know, people want to beat them, there's no doubt about that. And
Brentford have started the game and they're going to be launching balls in the box, playing balls in behind. And I think Liverpool play quite expansively, and I think that will suit Brentford very nicely.
Now that goal that came from the long throw, the 8th
goal from a throw-in since the start of last season for Brentford in the Premier League, which is way more than anybody else. And it's also the 6th Premier League goal that Liverpool have conceded from a set-piece already this season, and 3 of those
have come from throw-ins. We're going to have a lot of practice defending them tonight. Kelleher sweeps up inside his own penalty area, and Szoboszlai, the birthday boy in the heart of the Liverpool midfield, nods it back. Curtis Jones drops deep and retrieves that on the edge of his own penalty area and then plays it forward towards Virgil van Dijk. So much live sport for you on the TalkSport network over the course of this weekend. After us, we're straight across town to the O2. Joseph Parker against Fabio Wardley in the WBO interim heavyweight title fight. And our coverage from the O2 starts as soon as this is over. Wirtz finding Bradley around the edge of the Brentford penalty area as they look for an equaliser. Salah's ball in. It was a low skidder. Kelleher took a hasty step back, pulled the ball into his midriff. It was a cross rather than a shot, and it's comfortably saved. 9 minutes gone here in West London. Brentford 1, Liverpool 0.
Yeah, Brentford not just one-dimensional either, playing out through the thirds from the goalkeeper on this occasion. And just the forward pass there from Damsgaard, just slightly too far for a willing Thiago.
Curtis Jones in the midfield, finding long-haired Szoboszlai. Wirtz laying it back. Jones now to Milos Kerkez, to his left, and back for Virgil van Dijk in the yellow boots. Van Dijk bringing it forward to the edge of the centre circle. Liverpool stringing the passes together with Curtis Jones going back for Mamardashvili, who still waits for his first clean sheet in Liverpool colours. Pings his forward, left-footed, long ball towards the edge of the penalty area. Ekitike's chasing after that. The retreating Collins has got it half clear. Gakpo getting it in. Salah, was he given a little shove by Ayer on his way through? He's ended up colliding with Kelleher, and he's hurt him. His brave goalkeeping from the former Liverpool man. Knew he had to be out very quickly as the flick on found its way through towards Salah. And the ball very definitely there to be won. Nothing malicious from Salah's attempt to get there, but the collision was inevitable.
Yeah, Collins ended up rotating his body round, lost track of where the ball was, and it was a great ball through from Gakpo to Salah. Looked as though Salah had a little nudge from behind, but he actually lost his footing before the nudge come, and then a collision with a goalkeeper. Brave goalkeeping and very good goalkeeping.
He makes 67 appearances for Dean Kelleher before his £18 million move south. Won a couple of League Cups, won a Premier League title with Liverpool. He made 10 league appearances last season. And he's got the ball at his feet now. Played out to the right-hand side for the son of a former Liverpool player, Nathan Collins, the Brentford captain, whose dad Dave was on the books of Liverpool in the 80s without making a first-team appearance. There's Kerkez getting it back for Mamardashvili. Now the Hungarian put under pressure and gets it back for Mamardashvili, who on the slide got it away, stopped it going out of play for a corner. Real nerves in evidence. Now Jones back to his goalkeeper. Wanted time for a touch. He just about had that time. He got the ball clear away from Thiago. Liverpool now looking to try and break on the counter-attack. I had to adjust, Van den Bergen, beg your pardon, had to adjust his feet to be able to get the ball away. And as it breaks in the midfield, there's a foul with Schade involved with Bradley, and the Liverpool defender caught. And that has given the Reds a free kick about 20 yards inside Brentford territory. 1-0 the Bees lead.
Yeah, game swinging from end to end. And it was Van den Berg there who just dangled out a leg. If it wasn't for that interception, Salah's in behind the back line. Game's going from end to end. You just get the impression that Brentford enjoy their defensive work a little bit more than maybe Liverpool do, Jim.
Probably had a little bit more practice at it. Kerkez now towards the right-hand side of the penalty area. And it's been an excellent Brentford performance so far. Damsgaard's going to be able to get this away. Works it forward. Szoboszlai in strongly, and strongly enough to dispossess Ouattara. Only temporarily, but it stops the counter-attack. Ayer with a beautiful turn away from Salah. And then he's pinged along one forward, but he's put far too much on that for Ouattara's run. And Konate can let it go back to his goalkeeper.
Yeah, they've looked to play that ball in behind in that inside left channel over Bradley's head, but that one much too far. I think they'd even settle for those throw-ins, wouldn't they, Jim?
Well, it's very much part of the game. Everything comes back into fashion. Set pieces very much back in fashion these days, including long throws. And if it's such an important weapon in your arsenal, why not play for them? Why not try and kick the ball out of play, hem Liverpool back in, then try and win another throw in that same kind of area? That's where you can do your damage.
Well, let's just hope that England win the World Cup next summer by a long throw.
I don't care how it happens. I really don't. Wirtz looking for a little reverse ball for Bradley. Now Ouattara can get it away. Brought forward through the midfield by Yarmoliuk, who has been a perennial in the heart of the midfield in place of Vitaly Janelt since Keith Andrews took over. Kelleher. And then dropping back, Jordan Henderson under a little bit of pressure was able to work it away back inside his own penalty area. And now it goes out to the Brentford left for Aya. They're still well inside their own half. He's going to be able to just bring it forward and take on this and beat him. Now he's on halfway and he turns back inside and then hits a long diagonal out towards Kevin Schade. Schade loses the seconds though. Kirkes did well. Cody Gakpo comes back to mop up for Liverpool and it goes back via Van Dijk to Mamardashvili again, and Konate can bring it forth. 14 minutes gone, it's 1-0 to Brentford here on Game Day exclusive on TalkSport.
I think it's quite a good tactical approach from Brentford. From every goal kick, they play out from the back, they draw Liverpool onto them, but at some stage when the press has got that good, they end up turning Liverpool around.
You're listening to Brentford Liverpool on TalkSport with Sky Sports. Don't forget that with Now, you can stream all the Sky Sports action flexibly, like Everton against Spurs, live tomorrow. Search Now Sports. Both of these clubs in action, incidentally, in the League Cup during the week, and we've got both of their ties live here on TalkSport. Brentford go to Grimsby Tuesday, 7:45 kickoff, and Liverpool host Palace 7:45 on Wednesday, and both of those games live right here on TalkSport. We've got a choice of listening for you both Tuesday and Wednesday night in the EFL Cup. Here's Cody Gakpo, back to Virgil van Dijk. Quick exchange of passes between him and Szoboszlai. Now Kirkes able to bring the ball forward. Gakpo laying it back for Virgil van Dijk. Szoboszlai's got it again. Van Dijk, the deepest of the outfield players, as he just lays it square towards Konate. Konate drops back, picks it up, and finds Curtis Jones. Jones down towards the edge of the penalty area. Here is Salah. Salah plays it forward on the stretch. Yarmoliuk to poke it away. Damsgaard, right-footed. Ball forward from him. Took a deflection, mopped up by Van Dijk. Ball forward towards halfway. Became a fight ball. Kirkes given very little chance there. It was well won back by Yarmoliuk. Brentford couldn't make the most of the chance, and Mamardashvili picks it up on the edge of the penalty area.
Yeah, once again some willing runners there. Henderson just put too much on it. He needed to take a couple of ounces off of it.
Kirkes, Gakpo, back to him. And Yarmoliuk's covered the ground again. Very impressively, the Ukrainian international gets it away. Szoboszlai heads it down, looking for Gakpo, it's in behind him. And goes out of play for a Brentford throw, which they will take inside their own half. 1-0 to the Bees, who've lost each of their last 5 games against Liverpool. In fact, they've only beaten them once in their Premier League history. That was an impressive win here, a 3-1 success back in 2023. Salah almost on the end of a ball on the edge of the penalty area after a Coyote error. And it's ended up looping over the bar and out of play to safety for Brentford for a goal kick. But they don't need to put unnecessary pressure on themselves.
No, they don't. Coyote had a throw-in just down to our left-hand side. He's took it really long to the opposite fullback. But Salah read it, and I just got back in time.
There's Jordan Henderson. Nearly 500 Liverpool appearances for him. Captain the Reds on 268 occasions. Bona fide Liverpool legend, playing against his old club for the first time since he left, for the first time since his Sunderland days. Liverpool win it back about 15 yards outside the penalty area. Gakpo knocking it behind square. The Reds will pick it up with Virgil van Dijk. Played in by Bradley. Turned forward towards the retreating Wirtz. It's under no pressure from Igor Thiago, can run round the ball, lay it out to the left-hand side for Milos Kerkez. Now Van Dijk has it. Van Dijk played forward into the feet of Cody Gakpo, not once but twice. And the pressure still being applied by Jordan Henderson, forcing Gakpo to go back for Mamardashvili. Georgian plays it back down towards Ekitike on the Liverpool left. Back for Mamardashvili again. Now a long left-footed ball forward. Now that's far too long for Wirtz, and be watched out of play by Nathan Collins for a goal kick to Brentford, who lead by a goal to nil. Dongo Ouattara very early from a long Coyote throw that was flicked on the near post by Aya. And he peeled away at the back post and volleyed in from close range to give Brentford a 1-0 advantage. If it stays this way, Brentford will only be 2 points behind Liverpool. They'll be up to 10th, and Liverpool will end the day in 6th.
Yeah, I think a lot's been said about Brentford and long throws and directness. But I tell you what, they're happy to play out from the back. They've got great little pivots in Henderson and Yarmouk. Just want to receive the ball and bump it around to the fullbacks. And they play it forward at the right times, and that's very, very effective.
Onside flag up against Kevin Schade here, but play goes on with Liverpool in possession. And possession at the moment 30-70 in Liverpool's favour. And here's Mo Salah on the edge of the Brentford penalty area. He's laid it back for Wirtz. All 3 league defeats that Liverpool have suffered in this run. They've conceded first, but then gone on to find an equalising goal. Only to end up losing all 3. Well, Brentford have dropped more points from winning positions this season than anybody else. Szoboszlai getting it forward towards Wirtz on the edge of the penalty area. Little step over from him, threading it through for Ekitike. Backheel flick from Ekitike, and lashed just wide by Wirtz. That was close, and probably as close as he's come to breaking his Liverpool duck.
Really good interaction in the box there, and when it come back to Wirtz, you thought this is definitely gonna... Oh, wow, I've just had a look at the replay again. It's fell brilliantly for him on the left foot half volley, and he's just cut across it slightly, Jim, and probably skimmed the post and a water bottle.
Very close indeed to an equalising goal for Liverpool, but they still trail by a goal to nil here on TalkSport. Earlier, Sunderland won 2-1 at Chelsea with a last-minute winner. Newcastle beat Fulham 2-1. Manchester United 4, Brighton 2. United, as things stand in the Premier League right now, are 4th, and Sunderland are 2nd. Ball out of play for a throw on the Liverpool right-hand side. Bradley to Kanata. Mamardashvili outside the penalty area for Van Dijk. Takes it down to the left-hand touchline. His clearance evades Ouattara. As Szoboszlai had to run round the referee, has done that, and then gets past the challenge to Yarmouk, and still he goes, threading into his right-hand side for Wirtz inside the penalty area, whose cross in towards Ekitike is whacked away by Nathan Collins.
Yeah, good opportunity there, good break, and Wirtz, I don't think he got the cross stroke pass correct, and Brentford filled the box brilliantly, Jim.
Back to Szoboszlai. Brentford being hemmed in at the moment. Szoboszlai threads it down to the bottom left-hand corner of the penalty area for Cody Gakpo. Curling ball in from here, and Ekitike's flick header goes wide. Got the run and jump on Vandenberg, but he couldn't make the most of it.
Well, I've got to say, Liverpool turning the screw slightly now. Wirtz missing a few minutes earlier, and Ekitike there, a great opportunity. Just didn't get enough on it to divert it into the far corner.
So Ouattara's 5th-minute goal still the difference between the two. He scored the winner on his debut against Villa. Tonight's goal is first in 9 Brentford games since then. Kelleher just being given the hurry-up by referee Hooper. Kelleher in all pink, away to our left-hand side. The travelling Liverpool supporters you can hear. Away to our right. 4th successive league defeat on the cards at the moment, but still 3/4 of the game to go. Curtis Jones lays the ball up the right-hand touchline. Bradley helping it on. It's brought down by Ekitike with his right shoulder. It was good control. Survived the handball shout that emanated from the locals. Cody Gakpo is able to pick up possession in the midfield for Liverpool, and right in the centre of midfield. Now lays it down towards Kerkez. Kerkez faced up immediately by his former Bournemouth teammate Ouattara. Turns back inside. hurriedly plays the ball behind Jones, but he's got time to bring it under control. Now Van Dijk threatening to ping a ball over the top, knocked it short instead for Cody Gakpo. Gakpo comes in off the left-hand touchline. He's 20 yards outside the Brentford penalty area. Back he goes for Jones. Jones into the feet of Wirtz and straight back again. Now to Soboslai. And back for Curtis Jones. Jones with just a little wall pass into the feet of Cody Gakpo. Jones continues his run. Lays it back to the Dutchman again. Soboslai lurking in a little pocket of space in front of Mikkel Damsgaard. Gets the ball. Goes to his left for Curtis Jones. To Wirtz, to Van Dijk, to Jones, to Gakpo. Back to Van Dijk. Liverpool playing the passes almost as quickly as you can say the names, but not really making tangible headway in towards the edge of the Brentford penalty area at the moment. Still they trail 1-0, but they've come close to an equaliser. Bradley, back for Soboslai. Soboslai just comes away from the edge of the penalty area again. Nudges it to his left, Van Dijk coming forward. Gakpo level with the edge of the Brentford box. Onto his right foot, it opens up for him, he's let fly,
but it's gone over the bar by about 3-4 feet.
Yeah, done a lot of good work there, Gakpo. Come in.
Left his full-back and Ouattara doubling up in behind. Then went again past Henderson, and he just needed to steady himself at that stage. Brentford got a bit of a problem here. I think Yarmouk just holding his leg when he went down earlier from the previous attack. I think he was trying to field the ball from Szoboszlai.
Well, that would be a problem for them. Yarmouk, who, as I mentioned earlier, started every game under Keith Andrews. He's only 21, he's had an excellent season so far, and he's keeping Vitaly Janelt out of the team these days. Janelt's last Premier League start was back in April. He would be the natural replacement in the heart of the midfield, although they could go for Matthias Jensen instead. Damsgaard has been called over here by Keith Andrews, who wants to just give him the benefit of some advice whilst Yarmouk is down hurt. I told you about the boxing that's following us tonight. Joseph Parker against Fabio Wardley, a WBO interim heavyweight title fight. Our coverage beginning at 10 as soon as we're finished here. That's at the O2, and then when the boxing's finished, it's the first one-day international, England in New Zealand, and the first ball at 1 in the morning. That also is live on TalkSport. We've got it all covered for you, not just football here, but more football than anybody else. We're 25 minutes in. Brentford leading Liverpool by a goal to nil. But Yarmouk's being led away down towards the corner flag, which suggests that they haven't necessarily made a definitive call on his continued involvement. Might be able to come back on, but it's by no means guaranteed. Brentford restart down to 10 temporarily. Kelleher's ball forward that's flicked on by Schade. That's straight through towards Dominic Szoboszlai. Gets it back again from Virgil van Dijk. Inside the centre circle, Szoboszlai to Curtis Jones. Yarmouk's just gone for a little run down the touchline. Brentford still down to 10. Ball in from Kirkheads as they played round the back of Coyote. But his cross is caught by a diving Kelleher. About a foot and a half off the ground on the edge of the 6-yard box. And now Yarmouk comes back on and he's going to give it a go. Certainly for the time being. See if he's going to be able to continue. Doesn't look particularly mobile, although he has won that back and then lost it again to Szoboszlai. It's gone down. The referee says play on. Damsgaard rescues the situation for Brentford. Lays it back to Coyote, who buys a throw off Cody Gakpo. No, he didn't take a touch. He's put it out so that Brentford can make the change, because Yarmouk has sat back down again only about 30 seconds after coming back on.
Yeah, he looks as though he'll be coming off, no doubt about that. Get the referee's point. A player can't just walk back on the pitch having treatment and then sit back down again and expect the whole game to stop for him. But the way the game's settling in at the moment, Brentford got that goal advantage, but Liverpool look as though they're pressing a little bit more. I'm quite interested to see, Jim, the amount of confidence they have in Curtis Jones. He's received more of the ball in the build-up for Liverpool than any other player, and for a player that was not, would you say, a regular choice?
No, not a regular, not an irregular either. It's some kind of halfway house, isn't he? He's started 6 this season. He's come off the bench on 6 occasions as well. But I totally understand the point you're making, that for somebody that isn't the first name on the team sheet week in, week out, when he does play, there's an awful lot of trust in him, and an awful lot has to go through him because of the way that Liverpool play.
Yeah, indeed. And here we go again. Ball's just gone into the inside left channel, cleared by Konate, but it's in that throwing area, and Kayodi's going over.
Well, they'll make the change. Yarmolenko can't continue, and it is Vitaly Janelt who will come on to replace him for probably his longest league appearance of the season so far. His only start so far came in the League Cup against Villa when he was hooked off at half-time. But he's going to get an hour tonight. So Brentford scored with a long throw from the left-hand touchline. And they're going to try and emulate it right here. Coyote's got the ball in his hand. He's dried it on a blue towel, which he's now kicked in front of the hoardings. He runs up towards the touchline and then puts the brakes on like a cartoon character at the top of a cliff. As the referee blew his whistle because he didn't like some of the pushing and shoving going on. Now the second time of asking, he launches it in. It's an even longer one this time. It's headed away though well on the edge of the 6-yard box by Ekitike. Comes back out for Jordan Henderson. Lovely reverse from him. In again from Coyote. Collins with a little header, but it was too loopy. And Mamadashvili can come out and catch it. Sharda's down injured inside the Liverpool penalty area. The Reds perfectly entitled to play on because Brentford had whilst he was down. He's now back on his feet, the German, and hobbling away. I think he's going to be okay. But Liverpool will get it forward quickly. In towards the feet of Mo Salah on the edge of the penalty area. Brentford 1, Liverpool 0. It's been that way since 5 minutes in when Dongo Ouattara scored. Getting on the end of a Coyote long throw that was flicked on by Aya. Brentford turning it from back to front really quickly, giving Igor Thiago something to chase up against Van Dijk. Van Dijk heads it away. Jones retreated, but Thiago's able to bring the ball under control, and Janelt's first touch with his blue boots since coming on is just to nudge it down towards Coyote on this near touchline, right in front of us. We're stationed about 10 yards or so inside Liverpool's half. Coyote bringing it forward again. Van Dijk backs off. So too does Kirkes. So it's an easy ball for Ouattara. Ouattara's got Coyote on the overlap. He swung it in himself. Van Dijk heads it away. Comes back out towards Ekitike, but he's very easily managed there by Collins. And Brentford bring it forward again. Coyote on the right-hand touchline. Ouattara into the feet of Damsgaard. Back it goes again for Dongo Ouattara. Janelt joining the play. And he got time to survey his options around the edge of the penalty area. Ouattara's ball in, stabbed clear by Van Dijk. Far from convincing, but effective enough. And Salah, who's only about 5 yards outside his own penalty area, hammered it clear with a hopeful ball out towards Bradley that neither he nor Wirtz stood any chance of being able to get on the end of. 31 gone, it's 1-0 to Brentford, and Liverpool had a good period, but they've lost their way again a little bit.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to prejudge Liverpool from last season to this, and I just think their build-up is a little bit slow and dogmatic. They're passing it, and they've got to pass it through the thirds, and the Liverpool that I know go from back to front really quick when the opportunity's on. I've not seen that today from them.
Coyote's got it again. And he's gone from right back to inside left, and still he goes. Now he threads in Sharda. First time ball in from him is deflected. Comes back out for Coyote. Resisted the temptation to shoot on his right. Tried with his left. Szoboszlai blocked it. Out for Damsgaard now. Damsgaard near the edge of the penalty area. Just feathers the ball into the path of Kevin Sharda. Shot from distance from Henderson. And it's only narrowly wide. What a story that would have been.
Well, Coyote done exactly what I mentioned earlier. If you can't see a pass, put your head down and run, you know? And that's exactly what he did. And it ended up at Henderson and not much pressure on him. I've got to say, he had plenty of time to get his head up. And probably it was his own man, Janelt, that sort of blocked his path to goal when he pulled the shot slightly.
And Mamadashvili might have had it covered, might not have done. He got the length in the dive okay, but whether the ball was past him by the time he got there, all academics gone out of play. And Brentford now have a throw, but on halfway, not in a position for Coyote to cause any problems. Igor Thiago over on that far touchline thought that he'd been hauled to the ground. The referee said no, it's a throw to Liverpool rather than a free kick to Brentford. And it's work back for Kanate. Kanate to Mamadashvili. Georgian goalkeeper in all the yellow, getting it forward. Ekatike with his back to the direction of play. Couldn't turn it away from Collins. Here comes Brentford again with Watara, and it's pulled back by Kirkes, who will pick up a yellow card. And that's his third of the season, Milos Kirkes. First player to have his name taken.
Yeah, that all sprung from the fact that Ekatike didn't hold the ball up. Collins once again touched tight on him, making life very difficult. But as a centre forward, you've got to hold that up. That sprung the Brentford counter-attack, and Kirkes in the book on the back of it.
And it's given Brentford a free kick that Damsgaard and Henderson are going to orchestrate. Salah is a one-man wall, if you can have such a thing. He's standing where a wall would be, 10 yards away. Every other Liverpool player back on the edge of the box apart from Wirtz. Henderson swings it in, very deep, headed in dangerously towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Liverpool have done well to clear that. Wirtz will try and knock it further away. Jones's clearance intercepted. Brentford flick it down towards the right-hand side with Vandenberg, and he's found Watara. Now Jordan Henderson. Watara again going deep, but that gives Collins a little bit more time and space to try and angle a long one over the top if that's the decision. They've actually worked it short instead towards Janelt. And he goes back for Collins, who in turn will find his goalkeeper. Kelleher. Ball forward from him. Shada trying to flick it on. And Kanate caught in two minds. Had to hastily dig it back for Mamadashvili, who side-footed it outside the penalty area. Panic-stricken clearance. Brentford picking up the seconds again. Thiago. Aya. Down by the dead ball line. Faced up by Wirtz. Stops him getting a cross in, but he can still lay it back for Damsgaard. Little flick on. Aya with a right-footed effort that's cannoned away. Damsgaard wants that to go out of play for either a throw or a corner, and he succeeded. And Coyote's going to go out and take the throw on the far touchline.
Well, I think out of the two options, Jim, the throw was the better option for Brentford, and once again, I've got to say that Brentford have got the balance just right between slow build-up, and they play some brilliant triangles, and at the heart of all of that is Henderson. He dictates the tempo of the game. It's slow, but when they go forward, they go forward with venom.
So a brief delay before this throw is taken, because Coyote had to find that blue towel again. He's found it, tried the ball. Long throw comes in, punched clear by Mamadashvili. It was excellent goalkeeping that, taking control of the situation. Janelt sends a high ball out towards Coyote on the far touchline. He somehow has been able to win it back and control it, and then try to blind backheel flick for Damsgaard. Kirkes had to come through his penalty area. Fly hacks it away, puts it straight out of play for a throw. And the wily Coyote licks his lips and makes his way down towards the touchline again.
He's picked up the Acme ball and is about to launch it in the box. He is a bag of tricks, he really is. As I say, he picks the ball up. If he sees a pass, he'll play it. If not, head down and off I go.
And he takes the throw short for Jordan Henderson. Now Liverpool back off, allowing Henderson the chance to take a couple of touches. He's thrown a high ball inside the penalty area, looking for Schade at the far post. He's nodded it down. Liverpool have half got it clear, but Schade is going to have another opportunity to run at Bradley, and there's one to throw in what is just about position A, because this is level with the box. They've taken it short. He wasn't expecting that, because he got halfway across to that touchline. He's had to retreat pretty quickly. Now it goes out of play for another Brentford throw. This one isn't going to be going short.
No chance of that. And once again, the box is being loaded up, and the ball's about to be launched in there.
Even his presence going out to pick up the ball in front of the touchline, the Brentford fans stand and applaud, because the muscle memory is such that they know this kind of situation can lead to real problems. So the former Fiorentina man takes the throw, and again has gone short, but gets it back from the stretching Henderson. Low right-footed cross, not the best. Gakpo might be able to get it away. Falls out for Watara instead, who had a slam shot from 25 yards out, but he was falling backwards. Made it very difficult to wrap enough of his foot around. It's gone wide.
Well, they've took a couple of short throw-ins, actually, you know, when everyone's loaded the box up and they got opportunity to do it. I would be tempted to just keep throwing it. It's a more dangerous trajectory of a ball.
Yeah, none of the short ones have worked. It's all well and good having the variation, I guess, but none of the short ones have worked so far.
No, I don't know whether it's a tactic to draw Liverpool out to fewer the numbers in the box, and then the long throw comes in afterwards.
Brentford leading by a goal to nil. Dango Ouattara's 5th minute strike the difference between the two sides. For the latest odds, head to Betfair, the official betting partner of TalkSport's Premier League coverage. Right now, you can get Brentford to win at 5-4, Liverpool 2-1 to turn this around. The draw is 9-4. That's all thanks to Betfair. Play in a different league this season with safe sub from Betfair. 18+. Gambleaware.org. We've got 6 minutes to go to half-time here on TalkSport. Wins already in the Premier League today for Sunderland and Newcastle and Manchester United. Sunderland up to second after winning at Chelsea. Brentford will be top half if they win here. Thiago's got it, coming towards the edge of the penalty area. Van Dijk's turning cleared. Damsgaard! Good save. Well, it was a fine strike from 25 yards and it was dipping towards the top right-hand corner. Mamadashvili had to take a hasty step back, throw up a hand and help it on its way over the bar.
Well, super play there. It was that man Coyote again who set sail from sort of right to left, diagonally across the pitch. He feathered the ball into Thiago. Thiago put Van Dijk under pressure, a hurry clearance, and a brilliant effort and a brilliant save.
First corner of the night to be taken by Dango Ouattara on the Brentford right. And he's hit it in very deep towards the far post where the heads go up for it. Collins trying to make something happen. And all he's done is nudge it over the line and out of play for a goal kick. Really interesting comments that Arne Slot made after that game against Eintracht Frankfurt. He was asked what the difference was between Liverpool's performance in that game and in the previous 4, each of which they'd lost, and he said it was down to the opposition. And the tactical approach was different from Eintracht Frankfurt. Kirkes gets the ball inside the penalty area here at the other end, and Bradley has gone shoulder to shoulder with Schade. Schade ends up on the deck. Bradley ends up with the ball at his feet. Soboslai playing it in now. Ekitike going up for it. Comes outside the penalty area for Wirtz. Wirtz to Gakpo. Cleverly nudged around the corner by Jones. Kirkes with the delivery. Vandenberg heads it away. Out for Curtis Jones, whose effort was on target and caught by Kelleher. Although Collins came very close to getting a little deflection and nudge it past his goalkeeper, but it remains 1-0.
Yeah, what they do, Brentford, well, you take a snapshot of that penalty box between the goalposts. You've got a good 6 players in there, making it difficult to get through.
Brentford thought they should have had a free kick. Simon Hooper didn't. And Liverpool still got the ball at their feet. Just going back to that comment about Slot. He was saying that the way that Eintracht played, into feet, neat and tidy, and it just allowed Liverpool to press them. But the implication was that Liverpool hadn't been allowed to play their natural game against the other 4 sides. Brentford not letting them do it tonight either. And Brentford much more falling into the category of sides that like to get the ball forward early and get in your face and make life difficult, good from set pieces, which is absolutely not a criticism of them 1 iota. But Liverpool again finding it tough against, broadly speaking, and it is a very broad brushstroke, this kind of opposition. Soboslai losing out. Janox won it back. Damsgaard had to stretch to bring the ball under control. Runners all around him. Soboslai's done really well while he waited to pick his pass to come back and nick it back off him. Salah drops deep. Wirtz out to the right-hand side. Liverpool, those Stooges, unable to create anything at the moment. Ishana wins it back again. Getting the better of Bradley. Soboslai's had to drop in at right back. Damsgaard plays the wrong pass. And Liverpool survive.
Yeah, as I said earlier, Jim, I don't think they're as clinical. Normally, they'll turn the ball over, get the ball out to Salah, and he goes and puts the fullback on the back foot. They've not been able to do that as clinically. Their best works come probably when Brentford have had 10 men behind the ball on the edge of the box with little interchanges.
Bradley coming in off the right-hand touchline. 2.5 minutes to go to half-time here on TalkSport. It's game day exclusive, and Brentford lead Liverpool by a goal to nil. Cody Gakpo, Virgil van Dijk, Szoboszlai back for Van Dijk again. Is it going to be a fourth straight league defeat for the defending champions? Perfect through the opening 5 games, although they left it late to win quite a few of the 5. But trailing in a 4th game, having lost the last 3 in the Premier League. Bradley trying to do something about that, bringing it forward towards the edge of the penalty area. Now Ekitike. Chance for Liverpool to deliver. Goes into the feet of Curtis Jones, getting towards the bylines. Very congested in there. Pulled it back looking for Wirtz, and it was cleared. The Brentford player goes down sharp on the edge of his own penalty area. The referee says there was no foul. Szoboszlai can bring it forward. Szoboszlai dancing his way through inside the penalty area, but being forced into an unfeasible angle for a shot. So he's had to come back out again. Now to Konate. Konate to Kirkes. Kirkes to Gakpo. Gakpo taking the ball with his first touch and then playing it back and then going down inside the penalty area. VAR will have a look at it, but the referee says play on. Van Dijk coming across. Eagle Thiago's going to get there first as Brentford look to try and break quickly. Thiago clipping it forward. Damsgaard helping it on, continuing his run. Henderson trying to find him. Kirkes diving, heading clearance was a poor one. Damsgaard works it back in. Kirkes with a better touch can get it away. It's panic-stricken from Liverpool at the back at times.
It certainly is. I'm not overly sure what Kirkes was doing there. He had Damsgaard sort of running alongside him. It was a mismatch for pace. Kirkes had all the aces and decided to tip the card table over and cause havoc.
You're listening to Brentford against Liverpool on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, they're here for it. And we'll be in stoppage time very shortly. And there are complaints from those on the Liverpool bench about the non-award of the penalty as Gakpo went down. We're expecting 3 additional minutes to be played here. Brentford have won it back inside their own half. And they got it with Damsgaard. Damsgaard through. What a pass. Schade. He's in. He scores. And Liverpool are 2-0 down. And a 4th successive Premier League defeat is really on the cards now. They've been undone with a quick ball from back to front. It is the same old story. The same mistakes being repeated week after week after week. Kevin Schade had all the time in the world. Drew Mamadishvili threads it past him, and Liverpool will go into half-time. 2-0 down to Brentford.
Well, I've been critical of Liverpool not going from back to front quickly enough. And on that occasion, they were loose with their possession, give it away just inside the opposition's half. And what a beautiful ball. I tell you what, Damsgaard's got some horrible passes just prior to that, got them horribly wrong, but he got that one right. And Schade's pace, Konate was never catching him. The goalkeeper potentially should have done slightly better than he did.
Well, what an atmosphere here at the G-Tech, and what a story is developing as well. Brentford 2, Liverpool 0. You've just seen a replay as well of the Collins and Gakpo incident inside the box at the other end that Liverpool were adamant should have been a penalty. If you're the VAR and the on-pitch decision is no penalty, it's hard to overturn it, isn't it?
Personally, on what I've seen, you can't overturn that if you're VAR. You don't get involved in that. I'm not sure that's a penalty. I think Gakpo's thrown himself to the floor.
Brentford, seconds later at the other end, had doubled their lead. Ouattara on 5, Schade on 45. Both players scoring their second goal of the season, and it is 2-0 to Brentford. Ball helped on here by Vidaliana on the midfield. Thiago turning it around the corner. Schade again, but Bradley has come back and nicked it away from it. Mamadashvili can clear and put it out of play for a Brentford throw in the final minute of first half stoppage time. No thought about loading the penalty area for a long throw this time. Keith Andrews just put his right hand out to say to his players, no, sit tight, run the clock down with only 40 seconds to go to the break. Play the percentages.
Yeah, KOD, he said, I've got a cappuccino in the dressing room waiting for me in 2 minutes. I'm not going right over the other side. It might get cold.
Good decision. Damsgaard. Szoboszlai having to chase after that, and all he can do is put the ball out of play, and again he's elected to, and I guess it's just muscle memory. When the ball is down towards the corner flag, your natural reaction is always just to flick it out of play for a throw rather than let it run out of play for a corner. But on tonight's evidence, is that a wise decision? He's conceded the throw.
Well, the answer to your question is no. This is more of a weapon than a corner, without a doubt. And Coyote has gone all the way down there and is about to launch another one in. A third goal, I think we'll see the end of this game.
Cardi raises his left arm above his head, launches the ball in towards the near post. He's travelled a long way. It bounced on the edge of the 6-yard box, but Wirtz is there. He's going to be able to get it clear. 3 minutes of added time are up as Brentford concede a throw. There's still time for Liverpool to take it. And Cody Gakpo's got the ball in his hand. In fact, he's going to leave it for Milos Kerkez, who sprints down towards the touchline to take it. But by the time the ball is put back in, that surely will be half-time. It's flicked on towards halfway. Back from Szoboszlai. Helped on again by Janelt. Chested down by Van Dijk before Schade could get in. And then Wirtz goes back for Konate. Bradley. Over on the Liverpool right. Able to bring it forward again. Lays it back for Konate. Konate's ball up the right-hand touchline. So Brentford fans, you can hear booing and whistling. They want the half-time whistle to be blown with Liverpool in possession. 3 minutes shown. We've played 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Wirtz. Right-footed ball in. Ekitike trying to flick it on, and he's steered it. Liverpool are back in it. Right at the end of the first half. In time, added on at the end of added time. Thanks to a goal from Milos Kerkez. Out of nothing. A lifeline for Liverpool. And it's 2-1.
Well, turn the game on its head, that one. I think Brentford were waiting for the whistle to go. Good ball into a danger zone. There was a little nick on it that caught Coyote out. And at the far post was waiting to nip in was Kerkez to just tap into an empty net.
Well, you can hear what the Brentford fans think of it. And Jordan Henderson is speaking to the referee, and he's asking why so much extra time was added. Yellow card is shown to Keith Andrews, the Brentford boss, who gave a very angry reaction when the goal was conceded, which I think was 4 minutes and 25 seconds into stoppage time. 3 additional minutes, and it is only a minimum of 3, but 3 additional minutes were shown. And they would have added a little bit of time on because of the celebration for the second Brentford goal, which came in at about 44 minutes and 55 seconds. Now Collins is speaking to the officials, and Van Dijk is in there eavesdropping that conversation as well. But Brentford far from happy at the amount of time that was added on after the stipulated minimum of 3 additional minutes. Liverpool scored in that. They've halved the deficit as a result. The officials boot off at half-time. Brentford have been excellent, apart from that late concession. Half-time, what a game. Brentford 2, Liverpool 1.
Jim Proudfoot, thank you. What a game indeed. I don't think many of us would have seen that coming from Liverpool. The fact that they scored in added time, over added time, which really gives them a lifeline in a game in which they've been so laboured, Stuart Pearce. It's been so difficult, and Brentford have been excellent at the times where they've had the chance. They've controlled the games, quick on the turnover, scored from a long throw again. In fact, they're since last season, Brentford have scored more goals from throw-ins than any other side. They've scored 8, and it just shows that shows the advantage of having a set-piece coach in your ranks, and it seems to be working for them clearly. But from their point of view, this is a disaster, isn't it? Right at the death?
It's a minor setback. Listen, if you'd have given them a 1-goal advantage at half-time at the kick-off, they'd have took that every day. It was a real disappointment. I think some of the players had in their mind that the game was over. They're waiting for the referee to blow it. You might have subconsciously switched off slightly, but Liverpool probably didn't deserve the goal. I don't think they've cut Brentford open at all. Brentford have been slightly the better side within this game. They've got the balance right between playing out and through the thirds, Brentford, and attacking quickly and playing in behind. They've really got the balance right. Liverpool have been a bit slow in their build-up. playing the ball in midfield, up, back, and it's been a little very un-Liverpool-like. But listen, Brentford deserve to be in the league.
Yeah, and they are in the lead, exactly as you say. It wasn't a disaster, as I put it, but very dramatically. Minor step back, as you said. Brentford had less than 33 possessions in that first half, which tells you sort of how hard they work off the ball as well. But Liverpool have now conceded 20 goals this season. 20 goals, and we're only in October.
Yeah, that's their biggest problem, no doubt about that. Every time the ball hits the back of your net, it deadens what you're trying to do going forward. It really does. And Brentford to score so early in the game, you know, irrelevant to Liverpool being the league champions, the bottom line is they've come to Brentford, a difficult game. Brentford playing quite well, very together collectively, and you come here on the back of 3 defeats in a row, and that rocks your confidence no matter who you are. And to be honest with you, they've come into this game, you go a goal down very early on, and all of a sudden you've got a problem on your hands.
Yes, there was a problem, but they do have a lifeline now, Liverpool, and we'll see how they respond in this second half now that they have a chance to get back into it in a game which Brentford were completely, you have to say, dominating despite their lower rates of possession. It really was a fantastic Brentford performance in that first half. So here at the GTEC Community Stadium, it is Brentford 2, Liverpool 1 at half-time as the defending champions score over the allotted 3 minutes of added time to get back into this game. What a second half we'll have for you. That's coming up next on Talk Sport.
Game day exclusive on Talk Sport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, we're here for it.
He's having a blinder. He's clipped the post. He's looking formidable. Then... his game might be over, but yours isn't. With Betfair's Safe Sub, your bet simply rolls onto the player coming on. Playing a different league with Betfair.
Valid on selected leagues and markets only. Applies to singles, multiples and bet builder bets on qualified player outcome selections. Does not apply to odds boosts, T's and C's and exclusions apply. 18+, gambleaware.org.
Incredible scenes here at the Village Hotel's Pub and Grill. Fans are taking their place in the fan zone with stadium-style seating. Amazing views on huge screens, and we're underway. Lovely bit of dribbling there as she tackles the burger stack. Now they're getting down the wings. Sticky barbecue. Unbelievable. Oh, and he's hit the bar. And it's there. His favourite ice-cold beer. What a result. Catch every game live in the Pub and Grill at Village. Get in. Find out more at villagehotels.com.
And now, the weather.
Outside, gloomy skies, a persistent drizzle, and a chilly wind blowing from the west, north, east, and south. But inside, temperatures of toasty warm with a high chance of comfy cushions, soft lighting, and a smattering of snuggly throws. Come home to COYI. Discover textiles and lighting at your local IKEA now. IKEA, the wonderful every day.
We all fantasize about our perfect home. Sipping a morning coffee out on the terrace. Good morning, Mr. Squirrel. Morning. The kids building the trees, playing on the lawn. But come on, this isn't real. Listen, if you're serious about making your fantasy a reality, find out what your home is worth instantly with a free online valuation estimate. Get real about moving. Get on the market. Most common time to obtain an online quote between 1st of April 2024 and 30th of June 2024 is under 3 minutes. Excludes Northern Ireland.
It's another day at Screwfix, and Mo Farah is learning the ropes.
So, Mo, with Click and Collect, we get orders ready fast. So customers are out of here and back to their jobs in as little as 1 minute. What are you doing?
Dip lunches. It's my warm-up. I need to be in peak condition for when orders come in.
Love that intensity, Mo. Laser focused. You might even have what it takes to beat my PB one day.
Back in a mo.
Click and collect in as little as 1 minute. Screwfix. No stopping you.
Hi, just leaving work now. Sorry it's a bit loud. Basically, so I was thinking we could get Mackey's tonight. Had a Big Mac on my mind all day, and delivery fee on the app is now from 99p. So, you in? Of course you are. Love you. Bye.
Exclusively on the McDonald's app. 18+. Service fee and small order fee may apply. Participating restaurants. Serving times and T's and C's apply.
Kickoff live on Talk Sport with Sky Sports. Stream a massive month of sport this October on Sky Sports with a now month membership. 18+. Stream via internet and apply.
Award-winning live football commentary. Game day exclusive. Talk Sport.
Held into one towards the edge of the 6-yard box, taking a touch, and he's volleyed in. Perfect start for Brentford. Dongo Watara, Shada, he's in, he scores. And Liverpool are 2-0 down. And a fourth successive Premier League defeat is really on the cards now. Right-footed ball in, Ekitike trying to flick it on, and he's still in. Liverpool are back in it, right at the end of the first half. In time added on at the end of added time, thanks to a goal from Milos Kerkez.
Hello everybody, this is Game Day exclusive on TalkSport. Reshman Chowdhury with you live from the G-Tech Community Stadium, where it is Brentford 2, Liverpool 1 at half-time. As it stands, Liverpool are facing their fourth Premier League defeat in a row, but they do have a lifeline in this game, scoring over the allotted added time period, much to the annoyance and anger of the Brentford faithful, but that is how it stands at the moment. Over on TalkSport 2 right now, there's a huge night of live boxing at the O2 Arena with Fabio Wardley against Joseph Parker. The undercard is well underway, and you can listen to all the action via the TalkSport app. Don't forget, the main event will be on TalkSport straight after us from 10 p.m. The second half here at the G-Tech, though, is about 8 minutes away. Let's get the latest odds then from Betfair, the official betting partner of TalkSport's Premier League coverage.
Odds update on TalkSport with Betfair. Play in a different league this season with Safe Sum from Betfair. 18+, gambleaware.org.
Sam Rothbottom rejoins us. Sam, I guess from the way that the game was panning out, I wouldn't have seen that late goal go in from Liverpool, but that is how it is. Does that change the odds somewhat for how the second half might pan out?
Yeah, it certainly does. Before that, Brentford were the odds-on favourites. They've drifted out ever so slightly now to 11-10, so they are odds against, but they're still fancied to take all 3 points. Liverpool, who were very short going into this one to win the game, now out to 5-2. But like you said, that goal has been a huge lifeline for them, and it's finally poised now for that second 45, isn't it? I mean, if we think we could see a draw, potentially that's now 2-1 as well. If Liverpool are to get back into it, they're going to need their key players to step up. We've odds boosted Ekitike to score in the second half. He's now 5-2. And Mo Salah, we've odds boosted him to score any time, out to 2-1. Interestingly though, I do think that things could suit Brentford a little bit here. If Liverpool throw the kitchen sink at them, things could open up for them. And I mentioned it before kickoff, Igor Thiago, I really fancy him in this.
Yeah.
He's now 4-1 to score in the second half, and I just think it could be finally poised for Brentford to hit them on the counter if they're really going to go for it.
Yeah, they've been great on the turnovers, haven't they, Brentford? So you never know. It'll be interesting to see how it turns out. Sam, thank you very much. As always, great to speak to you. That odds update is all thanks to Betfair. Returns accurate as of 10 minutes ago. For verification, see betfair.com. Over 18s only. Conditions apply. Go to begambleaware.org.
Odds update on TalkSport with Betfair. Play in a different league this season with Safe Sum from Betfair. 18+, gambleaware.org.
Now, earlier in the 5:30 kickoff, Manchester United picked up their third Premier League win in a row. They defeated Brighton 4-2 in a real classic at Old Trafford. The Red Devils, listen to this, they're now in the Champions League spots as it stands. Who would have thought that after they were defeated 3-1 here and so convincingly at the G-Tech just a month ago? But there we are. That's how quickly it can all turn in football. We're going to hear from Fabian Hertzler shortly, but first let's hear from a delighted Ruben Amorim after securing that third consecutive Premier League victory.
No, of course, everyone in the world, in any job, especially a manager, you have always doubts in difficult moments. Even in good moments, you have always doubts. It's your job to have doubts about everything. But I know what to do all the time because I have a clear idea how I want this team to play, and that I think in the bad moments is the only thing that can help you is to have a clear idea how to play, and that is never missing in my head. I'm always trusting my gut.
Like we always analyze it and try to be honest to each other, so we don't try to make it artificial better or worse than it was. We stick to our principles. We take away the culture points regarding how we showed the reactions after the setbacks during the game. analyze the tactical aspects, what we have to do better. So it's always a balance about these two things. And like I said, there were not only negatives today, we had also quite good scenes, and it's just about doing it consistently better than we did it today.
That was the Brighton boss Fabian Herzler and the Manchester United manager Ruben Amorim speaking to TalkSport after that 6-goal thriller this evening. Let's get a check on the other Premier League results as well from the 3 p.m. kickoffs that finished. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 2. Talby scores a 93rd minute winner as Sunderland come from behind at Stamford Bridge to go second in the Premier League table. What an extraordinary feat for them. Chelsea, though, were 7th after their 3rd defeat of the season. But props to Sunderland. What a job the whole club and everyone associated with it are doing. How delighted they must be with the position that they find themselves in after promotion back into the Premier League. Elsewhere, their neighbours, Newcastle, beat Fulham by 2-1. They left it late though, as Bruno Guimaraes got the winner on the 90th minute as well. So Newcastle are now 11th. They're 3 points off the top 4, which is quite a gap, isn't it? But Fulham are 16th, just 3 points off the relegation zone. And of course, you'll remember the result from last night. Leeds 2, West Ham 1. Really difficult night. Another one for the Hammers, of course. The second defeat in a week, of course. And they could go bottom, West Ham, if Wolves pick up 3 points against Burnley tomorrow. So the Premier League is wide open. Just 5 points separating second place Sunderland and 13th place Brighton. Just shows how quickly everything could change after the games tomorrow. Just to bring you up to date with a couple of other results to note. The crisis club this week, Sheffield Wednesday's miserable week, ended as Oxford defeated them 2-1 in the Championship. The Owls are bottom of the table with -6 points after entering administration, of course, this week. Whilst at the other end of the table, Coventry, wow, what a job Frank Lampard's doing there. They're now 3 points clear at the top of the table after defeating Watford 3-1, and Middlesbrough were held to a draw against Wrexham. Elsewhere, bad news for Darren Ferguson, the Peterborough United former manager. He's been sacked after this afternoon's 2-1 defeat by Blackpool. The club have lost 9 of their 13 league games this season. So, big day in the Premier League is almost complete. 45 minutes to go here on the pitch at the GTEC. We're just waiting for the second half to begin, but there are 5 big Premier League games tomorrow as well. There's a London derby, Arsenal taking on Crystal Palace at the Emirates. Both teams have only lost once in the Premier League this season. The Gunners, of course, are 2 points clear at the top of the table. Elsewhere, Aston Villa take on Manchester City. Haaland in red-hot form has already scored 15 goals in all competitions this season. Extraordinary. 24 goals in 14 appearances as well for club and country so far. We're only still in October. Will he destroy Aston Villa? Will he haunt them ahead of Halloween this weekend? We'll find out. Wolves against Burnley, that's a real early relegation 6-pointer. Bournemouth take on Nottingham Forest. So Sean Dyche, of course, got off to a winning start as the Forest boss on Thursday by defeating Porto in the Europa League. A huge test then away on the south coast as they travel to face high-flying Bournemouth. And elsewhere, Everton take on Spurs. Everton yet to be defeated at their new home, the Hill Dickinson Stadium. Both teams coming into the game off the back of defeats last weekend. So you can hear all the goals as they go in on Sunday game day. That's with Sam Matterface from 1:30, and then Natalie Sawyer and the former Newcastle boss Alan Pardew will be taking your calls from 6:30 p.m. So make sure you get in touch with them. So this is Game Day exclusive, as you well know. I'm Reshmin Chowdhury with you live from the GTEC Community Stadium alongside Jim Proudfoot and Stuart Pearce. Liverpool, of course, were thrown a lifeline with that late goal in that first half of added time to get them back into a game in which they really had no foothold at all. It was all Brentford for the most part, 2-0 up until the absolute death of that first half. Can they complete a turnaround against Brentford? From what we've seen so far, we're waiting for the players to head out for the second half. So far, the pitch attenders are taking care of the grass while others are warming up. The home side are out there. Substitutes are just staying warm there, kicking the ball around. From what we saw in that first half, Stuart Pearce, Liverpool didn't look like a side that could build any meaningful pattern of play. They look very, very shaky at the back. They've now conceded 20 goals in the Premier League so far this season, which is extraordinary. Bit of nerves in that side, but when you're champion and you do have a lifeline, there's always a chance that your high flyers can find a way back. Do you think they can, Stuart?
Yes, I do. With the talent they've got in their ranks, they certainly can. I think that goal before half-time certainly has given them a really big lift. There's no doubt about it. I don't think they've played well in the game today, but with the attacking talent they've got all means of winning the game.
Just a little bit of news, Resh. We've got a change of referee here because Simon Hooper, the referee, has been injured, we understand, and Tim Robinson, the fourth official, is going to take over. He's been out warming up, and Mr. Hooper will become fourth official for the second half. That means that there is a delay ahead of the restart of the second half. We would have expected the game to restart about 3 minutes ago, but that's why this half-time is being elongated. Change of referee.
A change of referee. How does that change the game then, Jim Proudfoot, in any meaningful way whatsoever?
I don't think so. I don't know. It was greeted, the news was greeted with cheers from the Brentford supporters. And possibly from Keith Andrews as well.
Yeah.
Just going back to the timing at the end. So the 2-0 goal is scored at 44 minutes and 52 seconds. 30 seconds of time is allowed to be added on before, 30 seconds of celebration before time becomes added on for the celebration. So the 3 minutes added time, bearing in mind when the goal was, effectively becomes 2 minutes 38. Just bear with me for that. So that means that once the game has restarted, there will be 2 minutes and 38 seconds of stoppage time left. The game restarted at about 46:20, so you would have expected it to end at about 48:58. I haven't re-seen it. I would have to have a look to see whether there was any more stoppages within that extra minutes, but you expect it to end at 48:58. The goal was scored at 49:19. It's 21 seconds later. So that, I think, will be the cause of Keith Andrews' ire. We'll have to have a look back at it. As I say, I haven't looked back, and it might be that there was something that had slipped my mind that was a 20-second delay or would lead to another 20-second delay. But that's about, those are the kind of figures.
Yeah.
And we'll be speaking to Keith Andrews about that later. It'll be very interesting to see how much of an effect it does have on the destiny of the points tonight.
Absolutely, because it is such fine margins in a game like that, and particularly when you're talking a matter of seconds, which is really, really surprising, isn't it, how that all panned out. And as you say, Brentford rightly so angry at that. But I can tell you that I feel that we are going to be restarting the game very shortly. As Jim mentioned, there is a change of referee, hence the delay in this half. The players are out on the pitch and they're warming up all over again. Liverpool in a circle, doing their steps. Brentford doing short sprints from the touchline. So they are getting ready to start. We're just waiting for the officials to come out. What would Liverpool have to do differently in this game, Stuart? Do you expect Arne Slot to make any meaningful changes?
Well, for me, whenever I see Liverpool in their pomp, they get the ball to Salah as quickly as they can, and Salah isolates the fullback one-on-one. I can't really remember a time in that first half where that interaction happened, and he
was very anonymous, wasn't he?
He was, and the ball wasn't given to him quickly enough either. I think they've got to get it forward quicker, get turned. Ekitike's got to hold the ball up slightly. My defining memory as well is Collins getting touch tight and stopping attacks before they start.
With all the different forward players that have been signed at Liverpool, there is going to be a change in the build-up play. Do you think that is what is affecting Salah, the fact that the service hasn't been what he has been used to?
Well, myself and Jim, we talked about maybe the Trent Alexander effect, not having him behind to supply the ball into him, and these passes that can be quite raking from an inverted position. You know, Wirtz has probably just been off the pace slightly, expecting a touch more from him. Ekitike as well, but sometimes going out and spending multi-millions, I thought, with the players they brought through the door, you thought, well, you've just won the league and you've added Isak and the like to what you've got. Quite incredible, but it doesn't always work like that. You've got to get the recipe correct.
Yeah, exactly. It's all the missing pieces that need to fit. Let's see how it all fits then in the second half, because the teams are out ready to kick off, and it's time to hand you back then to Stuart and to Jim.
Rach, thank you very much indeed. So an elongated half-time interval, elongated by 7 minutes because of the injury to referee Simon Hooper. Tim Robinson is the man in the middle now for this second half, and he's just waiting for the signal to get the game underway. A couple of interesting statistical notes. Liverpool haven't won any of their last 28 Premier League games when they've trailed by 2 goals or more, since they won 5-4 at Norwich back in January 2016. They've only come back from 2-0 down away from home twice in their Premier League history, against Fulham in 2004 and against Manchester City in 2008. But that's what they've got to try and do now. They've got the first goal back through Kirkes. They trail 2-1 as the second half gets underway. And an early touch for Mamardashvili away to our left-hand side. Kelleher's in goal for Brentford. Coyote, Collins, Vandenberg and Ayer. Janelt, who came on for the injured Yarmoliuk, alongside Henderson, with Tara, Damsgaard and Schade, and Igor Thiago up front. Go through the Liverpool side in a moment, because Salah has just passed the ball inadvertently to Henderson. Schade to Damsgaard around the edge of the penalty area, and he's given it straight to Curtis Jones. So Liverpool, Mamardashvili in goal, Bradley, Canardi, Van Dijk and Kirkes. Szoboszlai alongside Jones in midfield, Salah, Wirtz and Gakpo and Ekitike. And here's Coyote. You look down and he's at right back, you look back up again, he's on the left wing.
Well, he's just cut the ball out. That was a very, very promising attack for Liverpool. He picked it up, and then those knees, the high knees carriage come up, and off he goes on the diagonal run again.
Janelt, he's got a career as a can-can dancer, it certainly has. If ever he gets tired of marauding all over the pitch for Brentford. It's a free kick that Janelt will take, and Arne Slot has just pointed at his watch, indicating that Janelt is taking a little bit too much time, and Janelt just added to the theatre by looking at Slot and asking him what he meant by that gesture, which of course wasted yet more time. Ball's gone out of play from the free kick, straight out for a goal kick that Mamardashvili will take away to our left. Well, the third defeat for Liverpool last season didn't come until week 35. They're already champions by that stage. Is the fourth defeat of this season going to come in week 9? Got to win the second half for that not to happen. They're in possession with Curtis Jones in the left back role for a moment. He's turned beautifully away from Damsgaard to be able to bring the ball forward. Gets in the defeat of Milos Kirkes, whose first Liverpool goal has got them back into the game in the 5th minute of first half stoppage time. Ball laid back here for Kelleher. Long clearance from him. Igor Thiago going up for it. But he can only nudge it back towards Curtis Jones. Van Dijk has it now. And Jones will go back for Van Dijk to Mamardashvili again. Just clips it forward. Little sand wedge-like clearance towards the halfway line. Ayer beating Salah in the air. Van Dijk has it. Van Dijk for Kirkes, who is told by his captain to go back for Mamardashvili. Rolling the studs of his left boot over the top of the ball before finding Van Dijk, and then they will bring it for a crowd here of just a shade over 17,000, and 1,700 of those supporting Liverpool away to our right. Kanate, back for Mamardashvili. Ball forward from him towards the halfway line. Ekitike going up for it. Collins, Coyote, hook back forward. Henderson nodding it on. Coyote and Ouattara chasing after that. Ouattara closest to it, but it's Van Dijk that can knock it away. And then goes back for Coyote to his goalkeeper, Mamardashvili. Under pressure there. Here comes the press. Kanate panicking, and Brentford have a throw on the left-hand touchline. And another chance to launch a long one inside the penalty area, although Coyote has very quickly run away from this one.
Well, wily old Coyote there sets out to press the goalie, and it was incredible, and got the crowd off their seats and forced another long throw. Schade on this time going to toss one in.
And here's Throw isn't as long, but it's still a decent weapon. It's headed away. Damsgaard trying to help it back on. And Brentford will go all the way back on the board. It's cleared by one Brentford player into Coyote. It ricocheted off him, behind him. Salah chased after it, but Kelleher got there quickly enough to be able to clear.
Yeah, carnage there on the halfway line, but when Kelleher got there and cleared it, if he'd have kept that in play, Sharda was available for the counter-attack again.
9 shots to 7 in Brentford's favour. 4 shots on target to 3 in their favour, although XG, if you're a fan of XG, would have Liverpool marginally ahead. They're a goal down. Ouattara on 5, Sharda on 45, Kirkes on 45 plus 5. 3 goals in that first period. 5 minutes into the second here. Game day exclusive on TalkSport. The ball is out for a throw that'll be taken over on the right-hand side for Brentford. Liverpool's next league game is at home to Aston Villa. It's this time next week, and it will also be right here on TalkSport. 8 o'clock kickoff next Saturday night at Anfield. Game day exclusive live on TalkSport next week, and they've got cup tie against Palace between now and then. We'll bring you that one here Wednesday night, 7:45 kickoff, and Brentford go to Grimsby Tuesday in the same competition, and we'll be in Lincolnshire on Tuesday. 7 o'clock the build-up for a 7:45 kickoff with both of those EFL Cup ties in the 4th round this week. Brentford with it with Ouattara. Ball in, Sharda coming to meet it, it's nodded it down, Igor Thiago, lovely turn, gets away from Canate, but he couldn't get any power or purchase in a left-footed shot off balance, and he's just chipped it into the hands of Mamardashvili at the near post. 2-1.
Yeah, I'm just thinking to myself, what would I be saying if I was in Liverpool, one of the front 4 for Liverpool? I would say, well, we're surviving off poor supply, and when you do toss the ball up to us, it's like Land of the Giants and Brentford coming over the top of us and winning the ball.
Ekitike, ball off Coyote, Jones, Kirkes. Now Curtis Jones again, and it's all a little bit ponderous. Canate picks it up, and it's down at walking pace. There's a zest and an energy about Brentford when they have possession. They've got much less of it than Liverpool have, but when Liverpool have it, particularly in deeper positions, as they are now, about 15 yards inside the Brentford half, it is just in 3rd gear at times. Can't quite inject that tempo to cause significant problems. Szoboszlai, more than capable from distance, but just nudges it down towards the right-hand side for Salah, whose ball in is easily headed away. A clearance from Janelt, falling outside the penalty area for Sharda. Sharda for Thiago. Liverpool win the seconds. Ekitike forced to retreat and link up between midfield and defence in getting that back for Curtis Jones. And now Liverpool will come again, working it out of the far touchline there left. Ekitike trying to spin it back to Wirtz. He's gone down and has stayed down. Referee Robinson says play on. And here come Brentford bringing forward again with Ouattara, but Szoboszlai came across, aided by Kirkes. They've won it back. Mamardashvili playing it out towards Van Dijk. Van Dijk to Szoboszlai. The pressure immediate from Janelt. The clearance from Mamardashvili poor, but he did get it 50 yards away. Higher right in front of us, wins it back for Brentford. Finds his goalkeeper Kelleher. Kelleher taking a touch and threading it to another former Liverpool player, Sepp Vandenberg. Ball over the top from him. Shot a goal side of Bradley. First time ball in, Igor Thiago taking touch. He's gone wide and then hits it at the goalkeeper. Gets a corner. Should have come much closer to a 3rd goal.
Well, there's no doubt about that. Ball inside Bradley. I've been a bit disappointed with Bradley today. There's a couple of challenges. It's as though a coach has pulled him aside and said, look, careful with your challenges, and he's not challenged anybody. And Sharda's done brilliant, pulled it straight across the face of the goal. You've got to finish that one touch. The touchers took it too wide.
Second Brentford corner, the first that either team have won in this second half. Delivered very deep from Damsgaard. Looking for the header back in from Vandenberg. Then off the top of Janelt's head. Van Dijk can head it away. Wirtz can get further distance with another headed clearance. Ouattara with a real high up and under towards the edge of the box. Vandenberg attacking that. Cleared out for Damsgaard. Just stands another ball straight up in the air. Flicked on. Liverpool can't get it away. Now they can get it further clear with Van Dijk. Out of play for a throw. Damsgaard points to Janelt where he wants the throw to be taken quickly. The German obliges. In comes the cross. Mamadishvili comes down. Van Dijk heads it away from him. Looping header from Ouattara, then goes over Mamadishvili and onto the roof of the net. Lack of communication at the back for Liverpool, and Brentford looking more likely to score the fourth goal of the night at the moment.
Yeah, they certainly are. The fans are very vocal, but they're being buoyed on by the team and the excitement, the intensity of Brentford at the moment. Flip that on the other side of it, and Liverpool's build-up so slow and pondersome, which is unlike them. I'll tell you what, that is a bad challenge by Salah.
Play goes on with Damsgaard. Great save from Mamadashvili. It comes back out of the right-hand side of the penalty area for Ouattara. Clipped in high by Jordan Henderson. Kanate heads it away. Outside the box for Janelt. To Aya. Back in for Damsgaard. Tries to open it up. Aya can't get a shot in. Liverpool smuggle it clear. Sure, that Salah challenge on Sharda will be revisited by referee Robinson in a moment. The Coyotes coming forward now for Brentford. He's got Ouattara to his right. This is all inside the Liverpool box. Damsgaard's gone down off the ball, and then a challenge comes in on the edge of the penalty area from Van Dijk. And Ouattara's been fouled, and it's a free kick to Brentford, 5 outside the penalty area. But it was a really poor challenge earlier on. Prior to that, Salah on Sharda.
Yeah, it looked as though he went over the top of the ball. I think maybe he's just stood on his foot. Let's give Salah the benefit of the doubt on that one, but we'll certainly have a close look at this. Just looking at the replay again. Salah's trying to put his foot on the top of the ball and gone over the top of the ball. I've seen those being sent off in this Premier League.
Well, John Brooks is the VAR, and there's no suggestion that the incident having been looked at is warranting further inspection. And of course, a yellow card can't retrospectively be advised by the VAR. So I think Salah's got away with it. A genuine attempt to win the ball, I'm sure. But he went in with his left foot over the top and made contact with Sharda's ankle. Meanwhile, Liverpool lining everything up have a free kick. In fact, Salah has now been shown the yellow card. So Salah booked second yellow card of the season. And Brentford have this free kick. Jordan Henderson is one of the players that is standing over it. The referee Robinson is standing by the edge of a 4-man Liverpool wall. Collins is on the edge of the wall as well. I just wonder whether the VAR is still speaking to the referee, and whether he is going to advise that he has a look at that Salah challenge, because there is a lengthy delay here before play restarts. Or are they having a look at the geography of the Van Dijk foul on Ouattara, whether it's in or outside the penalty area? It could actually be inside the box. The line, remember, is the box. And I wonder whether Van Dijk's made contact with Ouattara when the pair of them are over the line.
Well, I think there's two things here. Van Dijk's pushed out, hasn't he, to start with, which was definitely inside the box. And then it was the right foot of Van Dijk that's give the foul away. That would be very, very close. The one thing that might save him, Jim, was the Brentford player was going away from goal.
Yeah, the pair of them were coming back out of the penalty area when the challenge was made, but it is exactly where the contact happens. And whether it is in or outside the box, whether it is on the line, over it, I don't know if this is going to be overruled, I think, and a penalty might be given. The referee has just drawn the imaginary section. Let's have a look.
Final decision is penalty.
It is a penalty. Tim Robinson says that the VAR has had a look at it, and after review, the contact was inside the box. Arne Slot now looks at a monitor to see whether he agrees, but having another look at a different angle, that angle actually makes it look as though it's outside the penalty area. I thought the previous one made it look as though it was in. It's really close, but they will have had a look They would have got the pixels there. They would have looked at it absolutely forensically. And the decision is penalty to Brentford.
Well, they say in football, Jim, things even themselves out. Maybe that's even themselves out from probably the Salah challenge slightly earlier, potentially, that might have brought a red card.
So with an hour gone, Igor Thiago has the chance to give Brentford a 3-1 lead from the penalty spot. He hits it right-footed, right down the middle. What a night this is for Brentford. And another terrible night for Liverpool in the Premier League. No title challenge for decades has withstood a run of 4 successive Premier League defeats. Is Liverpool's going up in smoke tonight?
Well, it certainly looks that way. The goal before half-time you thought has brought Liverpool back into the game, but it's been Brentford in this second half that have come after them and been more exciting going forward. Substitution here. Mentioned earlier about Bradley not looking to be as aggressive. Is he the one to come off? Maybe, maybe not. Kirkes definitely, I think.
Well, Robertson, McAllister and another birthday boy, Chiesa, are going to be coming on. Cody Gakpo makes way. Milos Kirkes has come off. And Conor Bradley is coming off as well. So you would imagine Szoboszlai drops in at right back. McAllister an extra body in the midfield. Robertson on at left back. Chiesa is going to be given the wide position. So a triple change. Liverpool 3-1 down. We're back underway. An epic night of Premier League football on Game Day exclusive here on TalkSport. Brentford 3, Liverpool 1. Ball worked for by Andy Robertson, who's on for his 350th Liverpool appearance. Jones is in there in the midfield. Last time they went 2 goals down, Liverpool pulled one back almost straight away. Can they again here? Salah, Szoboszlai, his ball in, hits Schade. Feels for handball from the Liverpool fans, are very optimistic. Jones has got it. Jones has lost out to Schade, but he's been fouled. Free kick to Liverpool, 15 outside the Brentford penalty area. Stuart Pearce.
Yeah, to be fair, Liverpool are trying to react straight away to this. Will the changes make a difference? Certainly. Liverpool look flat as a pancake, so they need a very, very quick response. And Sacked in the morning is ringing around this stadium, and if you would have said to me in the summer which set of fans would be singing it, I wouldn't have said it would have been Brentford.
Szoboszlai playing this free kick inside the penalty area. Collins climbs the highest of all and heads it out of the right-hand touchline. Schade is there, and then Collins completes the defensive job by knocking it forward for Igor Thiago. He is then fouled, and it's a free kick to Brentford, 20 yards inside their own half. Brentford 3, Liverpool 1. And a reminder that coming up after us, Joseph Parker against Fabio Wardley, the WBO interim heavyweight title fight at the O2. And that's live on TalkSport from 10 o'clock tonight, and then at 1 in the morning, the coverage of the first one-day international between New Zealand and England, also live and exclusive on TalkSport. Live sport throughout the day, throughout the night here on TalkSport. 3-1 to Brentford. Another huge story unfolding. Liverpool's 4th successive Premier League defeat, if it would have happened tonight, for the first time in 4 years. First time for 32 that they would have lost 4 of their first 9 games of a league season. Szoboszlai for Salah. Salah back for Dominic Szoboszlai, pulling it back, edge of the penalty area. McAllister can't quite get there. Salah's effort smoothed over the bar via a deflection. Liverpool really close to getting themselves back within 1 there. It's a corner, their first of the night.
I tell you what, Liverpool and Szoboszlai on this side just breached, and in the panic in the middle, Vandenberg's arrived from absolutely nowhere. Him and Collins. Manful defending in there. Fantastic defending by the pair of them.
Corner to Liverpool. Harrison will take it right in front of those travelling Liverpool supporters. It's headed away at the near post by Ouattara. And Damsgaard sprints after the loose ball. It's going to get there ahead of Wirtz. Igor Thiago making his way through the middle. Chiesa back defending, heads it away. He'll still find the big Brentford number 9. Who's now got 7 in 10 games for Brentford this season. Crossfield pass from him finds Damsgaard. Damsgaard out to Coyote. Right-footed ball in, and Ouattara should have made it 4 with a diving header that he's put 4 yards wide from 8 yards out.
Wow, how he's missed that, I do not know. I don't know whether the curl on the ball's caught him out slightly, but he was free in the middle of the box. Curtis Jones has just got across the front of him. May have put, I'm trying to help him out as much as I can here, Jim, but it was a poor miss.
So it remains 3-1. Now, the last time that a team lost 4 games and still won the English League title was back in the 82-83 season. 4 games in a row, and still won the English League title. In the 82-83 season, it was Liverpool. They'd already got the title pretty much sewn up at the start of that run. I think they actually were crowned champions after the 3rd of those 4 games, so it was all academic. They got the job done. Come back to that point in a moment. Schade brings it forward here for Brentford. He's dropped his shoulder. He's trying to get the better of Van Dijk. Goes out towards the right-hand touchline. Liverpool able to reset defensively. Here comes Ouattara now. Ouattara running at Curtis Jones has come off him and goes out of play for a corner. The last team to lose 4 league games in a row and still be crowned champions, when that losing run came, when there was still the title at stake, was back in the 54-55 season. Chelsea. So that just shows you, just illustrates exactly what Liverpool will be up against if they are to lose here. The bottom line is that there will still be 6 in the table and there are still 29 games to go. But in comes this latest corner. Mamardashvili came to meet it, tried to punch it clear, made a real mess of that. And they've got to play for a throw, which is a Liverpool throw on this near side. Looks as though it's going to be given the other way and overturned. It hasn't been. Soboslai. Chiesa volleying it forward straight to Jordan Henderson in the midfield. Right-footed ball straight over the top. Peach of a pass for Igor Thiago, but he made his run too early. And he's offside.
Yeah, just caught his run just too early there, but some ball by Henderson, I've got to say, he just petals it down on the half volley, just helped it on.
Now Chiesa. Aya slides in, knocks it off Salah. Out of play for a Brentford throw. You're listening to Brentford Liverpool on TalkSport with Sky Sports. Don't forget that with Now, you can stream the Premier League flexibly with a Now Sports Day all-month membership. 18 plus, stream via internet. Terms apply. Aya to take the throw that he himself won. Hurls it up the touchline. McAllister. Henderson returns it. It's going to be chased after it by Ouattara. Canate can win it and go back to his goalkeeper, Mamardashvili. Controlling it on the edge of the D, bringing the ball forward, now striking it long. And the bird trying to get on the end of it. It's come off his head and goes out for a Liverpool throw that Salah takes quickly, finding Chiesa in a long green sleeve shirt on a cold West London night. He's unleashed from distance, but it's hit Henderson and then bounces off Aya and goes out of play for a throw. And Curtis Jones has gone down injured now off the ball for Liverpool, which suggests that this could be a muscular problem. The Liverpool medical staff will be very quick to attend to him. We're just past the midway stage of this second half. It's been a thrilling encounter, Stuart. What do Liverpool need to do in about the 25 minutes with the playing time that remains to be able to get themselves back into this and salvage something?
Well, the simple answer to that is score, to give themselves some form of confidence. Up up the tempo of what they're trying to achieve from going forward to back. It's too slow in the build-up, and Brentford are more than comfortable in this. And if you and I had a bet now and we said put your money on a team that you felt as though was going to score next, I'd probably back Brentford, if I'm being honest, rather than Liverpool.
Jones can't continue. And so Rio Ngumoa has come on, the man that came off the bench to score in the 10th minute of added time to win the game at Newcastle. And he's come on for his 4th substitute appearance in the Premier League this season, still only a couple of months past his 17th birthday. Here's McAllister. Slightly misdirected pass, but no harm done because Van Dijk had plenty of time to recover his ground and bring it under control. And McAllister will go back for Mamadashvili. And he brings it to the edge of the D. 20 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Long, straight route one ball forward from one goalkeeper straight through to another. And dare I say it, and this is something again that you'd never thought you would say, there's a lack of guile and a lack of craft from Liverpool as they try and bring the ball forward.
No, that'd be a fair assessment, Jim. It's been too slow in the build-up. They have not found that clever pass. Probably sometime in the first half, sort of mid-bang, they breached on a couple of occasions. Then they got, I wouldn't say fortunate, they got their goal at a good time to give them hope. But since then, Brentford have been very good again in the second half.
Salah's going to chase after this. And will keep it in on the Liverpool right-hand side. Trying to take on Aya, who's forced to concede a corner.
I don't even see Salah when he picks the ball up. On the rare occasion he's got just Aya in front of him. I don't fancy him to beat him, which is, you know, a real shock.
6 without a goal for Mo Salah. He went 7 without a goal in 2022, his longest run without a goal in Liverpool colours is 8, which was back in 2019. Soboslai is going to take this corner. He's right-footed, coming to meet it with Zakatike. Just couldn't quite get enough of a touch on it. Back it comes in from Van Dijk. Thiago heads it away. Zakatike retreating out towards the corner flag, hoping that the ball had the legs to get over the line for another Liverpool set piece. It didn't. It was well rescued by Coyote. Certainly one of the man of match candidates tonight. Coyote's long ball for Chiesa, finding himself back in to knock the ball away again. And he will bring it forward down the right-hand side. Finding this to Salah. Salah on the right-hand side of the penalty area. Ball laid back. Kanate, forward for Chiesa. Chiesa to Salah. Salah on the edge of the D. Trying to tiptoe his way through inside the penalty area, but he couldn't get it right. Collins knocks it away and then continues his run ahead of Igor Thiago, who's got the ball. Long diagonal from Thiago, not the best. Straight to Kanate. And Liverpool beginning to increase the pressure. They have it again now with Ngumoa. He's taking on Coyote. He's overrun it though. It's out of play for a goal kick. Got 17 minutes to go here on TalkSport. Liverpool 3-1 down.
And it's getting more and more desperate for them to get this next goal in the game. Just sustained a bit of pressure, but they haven't really tested Kelleher. I can't remember when he's had to make a meaningful save in the game, to be honest.
Just 3 shots on target for Liverpool so far. Brentford have had 8. He came out very bravely to save at the feet of Mo Salah in the first half, but that's been about it in terms of difficult pieces of work for the former Liverpool man. The free kick is now given Brentford's way as Janelt is fouled. That's 10 yards or so inside Liverpool territory. And Brentford being very measured in their approach whenever they have a set piece. That's understandable with the game at this stage. Beat Liverpool here back in 2023. It's the only time that they have beaten Liverpool since the 1930s. But it looks as though they're set fair to beat them again here tonight. Janelt sending this long ball forward out towards the right-hand side of the penalty area. Immediately it gets to Aya, the whistle goes. The referee spotted an infringement and given Liverpool a free kick inside their penalty area. Just taken short to Kanate. He can get it between the lines out for Chiesa. He gets it away from Henderson but presents it straight to Janelt. Janelt knocking it square to his left-hand side. Chance for Schade to be able to bring the ball forward. Schade goes to the ground. Was he fouled? Referee says no. It's then brought down by Szoboszlai, who runs into Janelt, and a free kick is given Liverpool's way. 16 minutes to go, plus at least 5 minutes of stoppage time already. So there is time for Liverpool to salvage something here. Their games, of course, have had a stack of late goals this season. Nearly every game, seemingly, has had a very late goal, and a lot of them have been decisive. Chiesa getting the ball forward here. It's returned by Aya. Just getting a little bit scrappy now. That suits Brentford. And the ball has gone out of play, but another free kick has been given Liverpool's way on halfway, and as soon as it is given, Schade goes down, and that will stop the free kick being taken, and Arne Slot not happy with Schade's timing of hitting the deck there. 15 plus stoppage time to go. 3-1 to Brentford here on TalkSport.
Yeah, and as I say, Brentford got something to hang on to now. They're happy to scrap away, and they look the team that want this a little bit more. But the next goal, as we know, very, very vital. The clock will dictate how comfortable this 3-1 scoreline is.
Szoboszlai running towards the edge of the penalty area. In towards Mo Salah. Salah back for Chiesa. Chiesa's right-footed ball. Headed away. Out only for Engamoa. Can't get himself into a shooting position, trying to twist and turn his way past Henderson. Coyote smuggles it back for Kelleher, who clears. Schade then comes onto the pitch, having spent the obligatory 30 seconds off the field, chasing that ball that was punted straight through the middle. He caught Konate, though, and he's gone in the book.
Yeah, ball up. I'll tell you what, he hasn't caught Konate, that's the thing. Just looking at this again, I'm not sure there was a great deal of contact there, I'm being honest, but...
Yellow card is shown by referee Robinson.
Well, Konate's body language suggesting to me there was contact.
Liverpool restart play. They've got it with this. Backheel flick from him. Here's Alexis McAllister. Now to Virgil van Dijk. Andy Robertson. Straight left-footed ball forward. That's gobbled up by Collins on the right-hand side of the Brentford box. Liverpool winning plenty of seconds in the midfield now. McAllister, Engamoa, Ekitike from distance, and Kelleher had it covered as he dived to his left-hand side, staying the touch of somebody in a Brentford shirt. It's gone out of play for a corner.
Yeah, don't think that was on target. As I say, it must have just caught. Yeah, Janelt, I think it was. Just got a slight touch to it, kept it away from the far post.
So a corner that Szoboszlai is going to take. Goal back now for Liverpool, and it's game on. It's hitting very deep. Heads go up for it. Ekitike won it in the air. He's headed it back for Szoboszlai. Drills it in with the outside of the right boot. It hits Ouattara in the rib cage and goes to temporary safety. Wirtz for Chiesa. Chiesa coming forward now for Liverpool, who trailed 3-1 here in a thrilling game. Wirtz clipping it in. Headed away by Sepp Vandenberg, who's been immense at the heart of the Brentford back line. Szoboszlai this time. Another right-footed ball, just bent inside the penalty area. Oh, Kelleher's come out under duress. He's been fouled. He was stuck in traffic and got nowhere near it. He jumped past the ball, but he was just given a nudge there by Ekitike. And it's a free kick which will be taken by Brentford. They're going to make another change. A double change, in fact. And we're going to see Jensen and Lewis Potter come on to Schade and Damsgaard.
Well, both Schade and Damsgaard have played their part in this lead at the moment.
Schade, the scorer of the second goal. He makes way, and a standing ovation from every Brentford supporter for their contributions tonight. And Jensen coming on, a man who's come off the bench and scored in stoppage time twice already in the Premier League so far this season. And he's got 11 minutes before we get to stoppage time tonight. Brentford protecting this 3-1 lead. It would give them a third win in 4 Premier League matches and take them from 15th, where they were at the start of the game, up to 10th in the table. They'll only be 2 points behind Liverpool, who will fall to 6. 5th equal, level with Bournemouth at the start of the game. 4-2-6 if it stays this way. They'll be 4 points off the top. Arsenal, the current leaders, at home to Palace tomorrow. That's their game in hand. So if Arsenal were to win that, they would go 7 points clear of Liverpool tomorrow. And Sam Matterface will talk you through all of the action of all of the games that's taking place tomorrow. Post-European week, so plenty of Sunday 2 o'clock games. And Sam will have news of all of the goals as they're going on TalkSport tomorrow afternoon. They're getting the ball forward down to Brentford right. It's chased by Ouattara, cleared by Van Dijk. And out of play as we go into the final 10 minutes. Brentford 3, Liverpool 1. Coyote launching a huge long throw down the touchline to try and get Thiago turned in behind Van Dijk. Liverpool whack it away. And Van den Berg just plays it calmly back for his goalkeeper. Quaveen Kelleher to Van den Berg. Ball falling to the feet of Lewis Potter. Lovely turn. He just drew Szoboszlai in towards making the challenge. Flights it forward. Ouattara helping it on. Igor Thiago tried to supply him with a return ball via his head, but he just headed it out towards Andy Robertson. And Mamadashvili will be able to clear. The Brentford coaching staff just urging their back four to push forward and try and keep a higher defensive line. Just dropping that a little bit deeper at times. But they've got possession here with Jensen, with 81 minutes gone at 3-1. Jordan Henderson letting that run. Van den Berg deals with it. Janelt back for Ajer. Ajer playing it forward. Over halfway in towards Jensen. Janelt chips it forward, straight to Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai under pressure from Lewis Potter. Eases it past him for Konate. Ball over the top from him. And Mo Salah will chase after it here. Salah on the right-hand side of the penalty area. Just flicks it back. Played in by Wirtz. And brought down comfortably at the back by Collins. And Collins out towards Lewis Potter, who rolls his studs over the top of the white ball, but then loses possession. It's won back well by Szoboszlai. Liverpool, I think, have got one change left at their disposal. They've still got Gomez, and Endo, Nioni and Morrison, the young attacking midfielder that they can call upon. Brentford fans trying to sing their side home. Salah down towards Wirtz with TalkSport. It's 3-1 to Brentford, who've been ahead since the opening 5 minutes of this game. Robertson's ball out of the Liverpool left. Rio Ngamoa with a nice little touch, dancing back inside. Konate's got it now. Konate's ball out towards Salah. Wirtz making a run ahead of him. That creates a space for Salah. Gets into a shooting position, and he's hit it down exit 215. Almost on to the M4. 3-1.
Well, extremely well spotted there on the exit. I don't know what he's trying to lace it as he comes inside. We've seen so many times when he comes in and he's got real confidence about his game. It's just a curler into the far corner. He just looks far too much on that.
Liverpool's final change. Gomez comes on. Wirtz comes off. So Szoboszlai goes back into midfield. What about Fabian Wirtz tonight?
I think he's been pretty average, I've got to say. He's not really done the things that you were hoping he would. I mean, he's been neat on the ball, but no effective passes, no cutting passes from him.
Here's King Lewis Potter at the other end. Coming to meet it, the header goes just wide. Ouattara came in from the right flank. He travelled a long way, got the jump past the Liverpool centre-halves, but couldn't get enough purchase on the ball, and he's headed it wide.
Yeah, super ball in. Liverpool just stood and watched it, and Konate got fortunate there that Ouattara couldn't get enough on the ball.
Liverpool have it in midfield. McAllister hooking it forward for Chiesa. Ekitike making a run towards the edge of the penalty area. It's off Coyote. The Coyote saw that it might fall in Gamoa's way. Had to motor up through the gears and then ran the long way round the young Liverpool substitute to bring it forward at the right-hand touchline, and he was then fouled. That is the free kick to Brentford. 6 minutes plus stoppage time, separating then from a famous win. I mean, they have beaten everybody since they won promotion 4 years ago, but they've only beaten Liverpool once. This will be a particularly special night for the Brentford supporters, and they're certainly making the most of it. It'll be a special night for the ex-Liverpool contingent within their ranks as well. Now they'll push the bodies forward. Igor Thiago chasing after a bouncing ball that Canate can head away. Still he's in there, but McAllister's going to be able to get it further clear. COYI off the top of Janelt's left foot, and he'll chase after it. Brentford have got a player down for a moment. And Thiago's back on his feet. Mamadashvili clears. The ball bounces through the midfield. Szoboszlai taking it on beautifully. Ekitike making a run to his left. Salah goes to his right. Here is Mo Salah inside the penalty area, knocking it square. Trying to tee up Chiesa, and Janelt's back to clear. 5 to go. Liverpool need 2 for a point. Salah, right-hand side of the penalty area. Trying to get inside, then went outside, then went back in. Poor heading clearance from Van den Berg, one of his first mistakes of the night. Ouattara chasing the lost course. Van Dijk winning it back. Here's Ngamoa. COYI had too much strength for him. Ball played through the midfield. Jensen, COYI again. Ekitike comes back and fouls him. And the young Brentford fan in front of us brandishes the imaginary yellow card. Referee Robertson isn't going to oblige, but it is a free kick for Jordan Henderson and for Brentford with 4 minutes to go, and they lead 3-1.
I think the Brentford fans will be happy if COYI had his own football. He's just entertaining the crowd, and he just picks it up and he just runs.
Yeah, he has been magnificent tonight. And you listen to Brentford Liverpool on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here for it, book now at enterprise.co.uk. Top of the table as it stands right now. Arsenal 19 from 8, Sunderland 17 from 9, Man City 16 from 8, Man United 16 from 9, Bournemouth 15 from 8, Liverpool 15 from 9. That's the top 6, Liverpool in 6 right now. But they will end the night 4th if they can salvage a point here. Gomez, Szoboszlai, Salah coming up the right flank, good run from Joe Gomez. Well tracked back by Igor Thiago, and the ball well cleared by Jordan Henderson. Salah's going to be able to bring it down and does so beautifully. Just kills it with the top of his right boot. Down for Szoboszlai. McAllister coming onto it. Liverpool get one back now. It doesn't half set up a frantic finale, and they are the master of late goals. Here's Chiesa. Chiesa's ball back for McAllister. This is all 15 yards outside the Brentford penalty area. They're getting closer now as they go wide for Salah. Salah, left-footed, nice shape on the ball in, headed away well by Collins, then high up in the air by Jensen, then out by Henderson. And Brentford will be able to push out, but not very far and not very quickly, because here come Liverpool again. Szoboszlai to Van Dijk, and Ngamoa back for McAllister. McAllister, right-footed, clips a straight ball in. Out comes Kelleher. And he gets there before Rio and Ngamoa. And we're in the 89th minute, Stuart. And it's 3-1 to Brentford.
Yeah, and they look as though they're just soaking up the pressure at the moment. I've got to say, this back line of Brentford have been magnificent.
Szoboszlai's ball inside the penalty area. Killed by Salah! Oh, what a goal! There's one back for Liverpool with Mo Salah's right foot. It's a sensational strike on the underside of the bar. Ball in from the right. He killed it with his left foot. He lashed at it with his right. It's cannoning off the underside of the bar. Liverpool have their lifeline. It's 3-2 with a minute and stoppage time to go.
Yeah, they just got careless there. Brentford playing out from the back. Janelt it was that's played the ball to Ayer. It was too short, and when it was cut out and fed into the middle, I've got to say Salah, one touch, pulled it out of the air with his left foot, swung his right at it, hit the underside of the bar, 3-2.
Mo Salah's first in 7 since he scored against Atletico Madrid. It's his 7th in 8 against Brentford in the Premier League. Jordan Henderson, now Keane Lewis Potter for Brentford, who will bring it forward as they look to try and make the game safe. They lead 3-2. Looking for a fourth here. Oh, they nearly found it. The diving header from Thiago on the end of a great cross from Lewis Potter. But with the goalkeeper beaten, he's gone just over the bar.
Well, if Brentford come away with a point in this game, there'll be ruined chances. Another good chance there, diving header. Just got too much on it, put it over the bar. Ouattara's missed a couple of headers.
Well, prior to tonight, 10 of the 25 goals in Liverpool games this season have come after the 83rd minute. Brentford bring it forward again. Have they overrun that? McAllister's defended it really well. That's 7 extra minutes. That's what we're expecting. Brentford are going to be bringing Rico Henry on. And there is confirmation of the additional 7, and that's been greeted with groans from the Brentford fans. Latest odds, head to Betfair, the official betting partner of TalkSport's Premier League coverage. Right now you can get Brentford to hold on to this 3-2 lead at 1-6. The draw's 4-1, Liverpool 40-1. That's all thanks to Betfair, playing a different league this season with safe sub from Betfair, 18+, gambleaware.org. A Brentford corner in the first of these 7 additional minutes. In he comes towards the edge of the 6-yard box, and it's headed down by Virgil van Dijk. Big appeals for a penalty, nothing given as yet. Ouattara picks up the loose ball, down by the other corner flag. Chiesa nudges him wide. Play does now stop because the Brentford player is down. It's Thiago who's holding his head inside the penalty area. Van Dijk going in there, and he caught Igor Thiago round the back of the head with a flailing arm. It's not an elbow that's been thrown, but did the ball also hit Van Dijk on the arm?
Well, I think more to the point, a flailing arm to the side of the face. Is that enough for VAR to look and think, hang on a minute, there's a penalty in there? You bet your bottom dollar, if that would have been somewhere in the centre circle, a free kick would have been given.
But it's going to add to the drama here, because Igor Thiago going down holding his head. They've got to go through the concussion protocol for him, so we can have a break for at least a couple of minutes here. Brentford are going to make a double change when play resumes, and we're going to see Rico Henry and Frank Onyeka come on. And Onyeka, the Nigerian international who spent last season in Germany on loan at Augsburg. He's come off the bench in the majority of Brentford games in the Premier League so far this season. He's going to be coming on in this one. We'll see Rico Henry as well, who has finally got over that horrendous knee injury he picked up at Newcastle a couple of years ago. And he's going to get a few minutes as well. First of all, they've got to make sure that Thiago's all right before they confirm that double change. So we've got about 5.5 minutes of added time still to go. 3-2 to Brentford, the score. 7 of Liverpool's 8 Premier League games have been settled with goals in the last 10 minutes. Will this one be as well? Salah's thrown them the lifeline with the goal on 89 minutes, but can they add to it in stoppage time? Scored with almost the last kick of the first half. Will they be able to replicate that right at the end of the second? Soboslai comes down towards this near touchline. He's just getting a few instructions from Arne Slot. It looks as though Thiago's going to be all right. But will it be one of the players that's coming off anyway? We're still waiting for the numbers board to come up as Brentford prepare to bring Henry and Onyeka on. Play will resume with a drop ball, which will be given to Brentford, who were in possession when play was stopped so that Thiago could be treated. So Lewis Potter's got it, takes it down towards the corner flag. Chiesa is in there backing into him, he's won the free kick. And then Lewis Potter got involved, and the referee is just trying to calm things down as Lewis Potter has a handful of Chiesa's shirt, and he's going to get a yellow card for that. Keen Lewis Potter booked. Play will restart with a Soboslai free kick down by his own corner flag. Brentford temporarily down to 10 because Thiago, having received that treatment, is off the field. Kanate, long ball over the top, headed away by the retreating Coyote. Jordan Henderson gets there. Thiago's back on. High ball forward from Henderson. Be chased after by Jensen. Robertson gets there first. Kanate hooks it awkwardly back for his own goalkeeper. It bounces right in front of Mamadashvili, and all he does is chip it straight out of play for a throw. And that's music to the ears of Brentford fans.
That really has punctuated any tempo Liverpool are trying to build up there. They're going to slow it right down. Coyote's gone out there to take it. I've got a feeling he might throw this one short.
Ouattara and Aya are the players that are coming off here to be replaced by Henry and Onyeka. Henry will replace Aya at left back, and Onyeka will come into the midfield. There's another body behind the ball. 3-2. 2 minutes of the minimum of 7. Arneslaw again points to his watch, but the time will be added on for the changes here. I reckon we're going to get to at least 99:30. Still 4.5 minutes with the play here. Brentford have the ball with a throw on the right-hand side, Stu.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's taken Aya off, and his height just might be helpful, but...
Fresh legs of Henry have come on at left back. They've taken the throw and won another one. Arm round the shoulder of Aya from his manager as he walks past Keith Andrews. And Coyote will prepare to take this throw over on that far touchline. Liverpool can clear, get it forward towards Ekitike. It's nodded away then by Collins at the heart of the Brentford back line, helped on by Igor Thiago. Janelt trying to thread it through for Keane Lewis Potter. It breaks for Jensen on the edge of the box. He's threaded it through for Lewis Potter, right-hand side of the area, and the cross deflects and goes out of play for another corner. And Brentford are keeping the ball out of Liverpool possession and keeping it out of harm's way as they try and protect this lead.
Yeah, whilst they're not creating a clear-cut chance, they don't need to. They're doing exactly what they need to do, breaking the tempo of the game up, slowing it down, and more importantly, playing in Liverpool's final third.
Janelt's got to go across to take this corner. I would imagine there's every chance this is going to go short. He's got Igor Thiago there with him. It's just going to be nudged from one to the other. Thiago trying to hold it up down by the corner flag. Liverpool have been able to get it away, have they, with Robertson? He's kicked it into Thiago. It's gone out of play for a goal kick. Mamadashvili in a real hurry to take it. The 7 minutes are up, but as I say, I think another 2.5 minutes could easily be added yet. Goal kick taken by Mamadashvili. But he's going to have to retake it because the original one was a moving ball. So Liverpool pushing forward and trying to condense things in the midfield. 3-2 to Brentford. Deep in stoppage time at the end of the game. Mamadashvili only now allowed to run up and address the ball and smack it forward left-footed. Van Dijk coming to meet him, was beaten in the air by Vandenberg. Van Dijk staying forward now. Brentford win it back. Janelt helping it forward. Szoboszlai did really well under duress, just to nudge the ball up with his head and then run round it and bring it under control. Liverpool have got to get it forward quickly, and they needed a better pass than that. It's gone straight past Robertson and out of play for another Brentford throw.
Yeah, Liverpool once again, a loose pass has gone out of play, and that's just give everyone in this stadium a massive lift, slowing the game right down again.
Brentford throw on the right-hand side, taken by Coyote. Liverpool get it away. Szoboszlai helping it further away, but they're still inside their own half at the moment. Collins keeps them there with a clearance that goes straight up in the air. Now Chiesa with the ball over the top. Van Dijk chasing after it. Henry and Kelleher got the lines of communication right, and Henry left it for his goalkeeper to come out and play. He's given a count by the referee. He's got to get the ball away from his hands very quickly now, Kelleher, and he hasn't done so. He didn't do it within the statutory 8 seconds, and it's going to be a corner to Liverpool because the goalkeeper didn't clear it quickly enough. What drama at the end of the game. And Mamadashvili will come forward. We're in the 100th minute. Kelleher was given the signal by the referee, and he kept the ball in his hand, and he kept it in his hand, and he didn't clear it in time. So an unnecessary corner conceded. Soberschlei to take it. Right footed, swings it in. Brentford headed away. Salah back out for Soberschlei. Never got there. Onyeka taps it out of play. To throw to Liverpool. Eagle Thiago taking liberties. His touch put it over the line and out of play for a throw, and then he looped the ball back on so that there were 2 balls on the pitch. There will still be time for this Liverpool throw. Almost 10 minutes into added time. Gomez with it, in towards the near post. It's taking a little ricochet. Janelt leaves it for Lewis Potter, who clears, and that gets to halfway. Referee's looked at his watch. Still, play will continue. 100 minutes gone. Brentford 3, Liverpool 2. They're seconds away from a 4th straight league defeat. Can they find a late equaliser? Help ball by Van Dijk. Header behind Salah, but he can get it inside the penalty area. Salah working the angle, threads it through. Chance for Robertson, and he's stabbed away on the edge of the 6-yard box. Brilliant defending. Sepp van den Berg again, towards his former club. Soberschlei takes the throw. Back for Ramadashvili on halfway. Another high ball punted forward, headed away by Coyote. Comes out for McAllister. McAllister to Robertson over on the Liverpool left. High ball in. Salah coming round the back. And he's missed it. Van Dijk keeps it in. Brought down by Chiesa. Inside the 6-yard box. Back in from Gomez. And blocked. Soberschlei through a crowd. Kelleher saves it. Diving away to his left. And within 11 minutes having been played, that is that. Brentford hold on and win by the own goal in 5. But the 3-2 scoreline doesn't begin to tell the story. And the fact that Liverpool have lost another game also in isolation doesn't tell the story. Because of their perfect start to the season with 5 straight wins, they've now lost 4 in a row. At Palace, at Chelsea, at home to Manchester United, and now here at Brentford. And no side has gone on to win the title in England, having had a run of 4 straight defeats for more than 40 years. Liverpool's title defence hold below the waterline potentially. They've been beaten again. Brentford 3, Liverpool 2. In a stunning game on TalkSport.
Ooh, Jim Pratford, stunning. Doesn't even begin to tell the story. As you say, the scoreline doesn't even begin to tell the story. The tension in this stadium, palpable right up until the dying moments of this game. It had a little bit of everything, didn't it? So much jeopardy, so much on the line for these sides. None more so than for Liverpool, the defending champions, defeated a 4th league defeat in a row. They lost 4 league games in total last season. Wow. A little glimmer of hope. A fantastic strike from Mo Salah almost gave them a chance to get back into this game. Almost a chance to be able to rescue a point had they scored 1 more. But tonight, it is a night for Brentford. How solid in defence, how industrious in their build-up play have they been today. Keith Andrews has set this side up absolutely beautifully, and they deserve all 3 points today. For Liverpool, though, it's a very different story. Stuart Pearce, is it too soon to call it a crisis?
Probably the standards that Liverpool have set over the years, it isn't too soon to call it. They're very shaky, their confidence is not there. The cutting edge of Liverpool that we expect to see over the years is not there. And listen, the bottom line is they're conceding too many goals. They've conceded 3 tonight. You know and I know that there's probably another at least 3 gilt-edged chances that could have hit the back of their net, and that will cause concern for Arne Slot, who come in on the back of Jurgen Klopp's team and maybe just kept it rolling, kept juggling the balls, if you like. All of a sudden, by trying to improve it, it doesn't look as good, let's say.
Yeah, do you know what? It takes time, of course. There are new players who are bedding into this side, but it's not that they didn't have leaders on the pitch. You've got the Colossus in Virgil van Dijk, who then went on to give away a penalty, almost two. You've got Mo Salah, serial winner on the pitch. You've got Dominic Szoboszlai, who knows exactly what it takes to win in a Liverpool shirt. He brought on Alexis McAllister. He brought on Andy Robertson. It's not that they're lacking characters, but they're lacking an identity. I can't look at this side and think this is Liverpool.
No, Liverpool were a team that could play through you, or alternatively go from back to front quickly, get it into those attacking wide areas, namely Salah, and really hurt you accordingly. And I've got to say, I think the story of the day is Brentford. Their back line, the way they played the game, the way their managers set the team up to play out. They played through the thirds as well, in the first half especially, and probably overdone it slightly, and that cost them the second goal. But they were absolutely magnificent to a man.
They really were, weren't they? You can see Keith Andrews out there applauding the Brentford fans. The Brentford players are still doing a lap of the pitch. Liverpool have long gone. Jordan Henderson was leading that charge, clapping all the fans. They are absolutely loving it in here. The fans who are all over, clapping, dancing. This is a fantastic day. What a scalp this is, because they haven't just beaten Liverpool, they've beaten the Premier League champions, having lost their last 5 against them. So, as you say, we should never take it away from Brentford. It was an incredible performance from them. So let's pick our player of the match today. I presume it's going to be from Brentford, and it's with Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
The Here for It hero on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, we're here for it.
Stuart, who are you going for?
Well, you've just asked me to do the hardest job that I think this season and last season of picking a man of the match has been. I think I'm going to go for Van der Berg. I think he was magnificent at the heart of defence. Collins was just as good. Coyote was just as good. Right through their team, they were magnificent, but I'm going to go for Van der Berg. I thought he really caught my eye with a couple of brilliant blocks.
Yep, well, there you have it then. Van der Berg is our Here for It hero, player of the match from tonight's game with Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
The Here for It hero on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here for it. Book now at enterprise.co.uk.
Well, the Brentford players are still out, still celebrating with their players, and rightly so, with the backroom staff now as well, now that they've come back to where the dugout is. All smiles. Jordan Henderson, and actually Kieran Kelleher wearing a couple of the biggest ones. This is a huge victory. Keith Andrews waving at the fans. They're fist pumping as well. They absolutely love him here, and so they should. He is absolutely one of their own. What a performance from Brentford. Whew, I think we're all going to catch our breath a little bit. I'm sure you will as well, after a night of pure drama and entertainment in West London this evening. What a game it has been live on TalkSport as Brentford beat Liverpool by 3-2. Drama all the way. Don't forget, on Weekend Sport Breakfast tomorrow morning from 6 a.m. on TalkSport, Siobhan Ahern and Tony Cascarino, a big Liverpool fan, of course, will be wanting to hear your views on this damaging defeat for Liverpool by sending them your WhatsApp voice note. Do get in touch, 03717 223344. We'd love to hear from you. Plus, they're going to be bringing you reaction from both managers as the Premier League champions lose their 4th Premier League match in a row. They're now 6th in the table, 4 points behind Arsenal, who have a game in hand. Brentford, though, they are 10th in the Premier League. You'd think they're top of the world right now, because that was an incredible performance from them, and their fans are absolutely loving it, and so they should. A great night for them here in West London. Right now, though, we're going to turn our attention to a big night of boxing. Joseph Parker is taking on Fabio Wardley on Fight Night Live. That is right here on TalkSport. Don't go anywhere.
Kickoff live on TalkSport with Sky Sports. Stream a massive month of sport this October on Sky Sports with a Now Month membership. 18 plus, stream via internet, terms apply. And now, the weather.
Outside, gloomy skies, a persistent drizzle, and a chilly wind blowing from the west, north, east, and south. But inside, temperatures of toasty warm with a high chance of comfy cushions, soft lighting, and a smattering of snuggly throws. Come home to COYI. Discover textiles and lighting at your local IKEA now. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
Incredible scenes here at the Village Hotel's Pub and Grill. Fans are taking their place in the fan zone with stadium-style seating, amazing views on huge screens, and we're underway. Lovely bit of dribbling there as she tackles the burger stack. Now they're getting down the wings. Sticky barbecue. Unbelievable. Oh, and he's hit the bar. And it's there. His favourite ice cold beer. What a result. Catch every game live in the Pub and Grill at Village. Get in. Find out more at villagehotels.com.
We all fantasize about our perfect home, watching the big game cozied up in the snug. Balmy summer nights with the kids playing on the lawn. But come on, this isn't real. Listen, if you're serious about making your fantasy a reality, find out what your home is worth instantly with a free online valuation estimate. Get real about moving. Get on the market. Most common time to obtain an online quote between 1st of April 2024 and 30th of June 2024 is under 3 minutes, excludes Northern Ireland.
It's another day at Screwfix, and Simone Farah is learning the ropes.
So, Mo, with Click and Collect, we get orders ready fast. So customers are out of here and back to their jobs in as little as 1 minute. What are you doing?
Lunches. It's my warm-up. I need to be in peak condition for when orders come in.
Love that intensity, Mo. Laser focused. You might even have what it takes to beat my PB one day.
Back in the mouth.
Click and collect in as little as 1 minute. Screwfix. No stopping you.
He's having a blinder. He's clipped the post. He's looking formidable. Then...
Substitution.
His game might be over, but yours isn't. With Betfair's Safe Sell, your bet simply rolls onto the player coming on. Playing a different league with Betfair.
Valid on selected leagues and markets only. Applies to singles, multiples and bet builder bets on qualified player outcome selections. Does not apply to odds boost. T's and C's and exclusions apply. 18+. Gambleware.org.
Hi, just leaving work now. Sorry it's a bit loud. Basically, so I was thinking we could get Mackey's tonight. Had a Big Mac on my mind all day, and delivery fee on the app is now from 99p. So, you in? Of course you are. Love you. Bye.
Exclusively on the McDonald's app. 18+. Service fee and small order fee may apply. Participating restaurants. Serving times and T's and C's apply.
Game day exclusive. On TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, we're here for it.
On DAB, on your mobile, on the app, and on your smart TV.
Get in the ring and go the distance with Fight Night Live.
The fight starts now.
Joseph Parker versus Fabio Wardley.
I don't think he's going to get up.
On TalkSport, the home of boxing.
Good evening. After another dramatic day in the Premier League and the EFL, we now turn our attentions to boxing here on TalkSport. To come, it's Fabio Wardley against Joseph Parker in a heavyweight fight at London's O2 Arena for the right to face undisputed champion Alexander Usyk next. But right now, it's Jürgen Olderdijk versus Rolly Lambert-Fagoon for the vacant IBO World Cruiserweight Championship. Round 9 is in session in that one, and your fight host is Gareth A. Davies, and the TalkSport commentary team is Spencer Oliver, Paul Smith and Andy Clark.
30 seconds into round 9. Lead hand there just kind of oscillating from Lambert. A little bit of a feint, a little bit of a twitch from the pair of them. Left hand to the body there from Olderdijk. Lambert looked to try and fire back with the right hand as these two just manoeuvre their way towards the neutral corner on the far right hand side of the ring. It's been a pretty straightforward fight for referee Michael Alexander as he just circles to his right in front of us, calls break and gets in between these two. A minute gone in round 9 and we're still waiting for the pattern to change. The right hand over the top there from Olderdijk, got close, armed that one in over the top of the gloves. They caught his man on the top of the head and he maybe felt that a little bit, Lambert, because he's just looking to tuck up here, and Olderdijk got a couple in round the back of the guard there as well.
Yeah, good work here from Olderdijk. The first time we see him going through the gears, turning the screw, landing some solid hooks to the head and to the body. But this is a good response from Lambert himself, who's now pushing forward, landing a couple of right hands of his own. Finally, with the action, has started to pick it up here. Both guys sense that this could be close going into the last quarter.
Landed some lovely shot there round the guard of Lambert. Lambert's got his hands bolted in front of his face and he's whipped hooked around Olderdijk. Hooks right round the back of the guard, right and left side, and landed them both. I thought he should have went to the body a little bit more then when the hands were raised high from Lambert, but he'll learn from that. But Lambert is so dangerous on the counters as well. You can see him load them up. He's very dangerous. Well, we welcome listeners on Talk Sports to the O2 Arena for Fight Night Live with myself, Gareth Davis, Paul Smith, Andy Clark and Spencer Oliver. We are in the 10th round, the 9th round of the vacant IBO World Cruiserweight Championship between Jürgen Uldadai and Roly Lambert-Fujum. We have, coming up next, Joseph Parker against Fabio Wardley in a massive heavyweight fight. A star-studded event here at a raucous O2 Arena. But let's go back to Uldadai and Fujum for now. Andy Clark, Spencer Oliver and Paul Smith.
Closing seconds of round 9, there goes the 10-second clapper, and this has been an Uldadai round, and from what we've been seeing, he's got a healthy lead in all probability going into the final 3 rounds, and we need to see more from Lambert, who looks a little bit tired actually as he goes back to his corner away to our right-hand side. I don't know what kind of notice he's had for this fight. He's 36 years old. He was standing between rounds earlier in the fight, and he kind of slumped onto his stool there right above us, and maybe the reason that he hasn't upped the pace at any point, Spencer, is that at 36 he just doesn't have it in him.
Andy, you nailed it there. He didn't sit on his stool, he slumped on his stool, and there was a very strange walk, slow, comfortless walk back to the corner there. And yeah, we'll be interested to see how he comes out for this 10th round, because Jürgen Uldadai finished that round very well. Combinations to the head, switching the attacks to the body. A clean round there from Uldadai, who will sense now that victory is close. He's just got to keep kicking on now, nicking these rounds, and he could become the first Albanian world champion boxer ever, looking to create history. Here we go, round 10.
And he starts off with a nice sprightly looking double jab, Uldadai, and if he was looking across the ring there, then he would have seen an opponent in Lambert who does look fairly spent, to be honest. His eyes were shut at one point, he was sucking in the air, and he'll feel that the finishing tape is in sight here, Uldadai, and he doesn't need to do anything crazy. He just needs to keep the work rate higher than that of his opponent, which is something that he's managed to do throughout the fight so far, and he will be able to claim that IBO crown. Lambert just trying to inject some energy into his own work, trying to spring off that back foot forward and look to land the jab as these two just rotate around each other in the centre of the ring. Meanwhile, backstage, the final preparations will be being made by Joseph Parker and Fabio Wardley. The hands will have been wrapped, the gloves will be on, they'll be hitting the pads, they'll be loosening up, they'll be locked in, they'll be zoned in, ready to get to the end of that ramp and make that ring walk in front of an expectant, baying O2 crowd. There's nothing like watching heavyweights square off, heading up towards the midway stage of round 10, and I don't want to be too rude, but it's been a little bit of a phony war at times, this. It's easy to say that from the safety of my seat, of course, but Uldadai is winning the fight. He hasn't had to really fully commit at any stage because his opponent, Lambert, has been overly circumspect, and he has just been a little bit wary of the power that Lambert might carry.
Yeah, both guys have been sort of wary, they've not been willing to commit. Both guys trying to work each other out, switching from orthodox to southpaw. Jürgen Uldadai for us has been doing enough to win these rounds. Lambert has had his moments, looks physically very strong, has slapped in a few right hands as well. Doubles up on a jab, right hand goes in, pins Uldadai in the corner. He's got now Paul try and build on that success.
Yeah, I think it's just both showing each other a little bit too much respect and have been all fight. And listen, the respect might be very warranted because the huge lads, the loves the pair of them, and he can probably punch hard. We know Uldadai can, and Lambert, just by looking at him, obviously the physique he's in, he's like a Mr. Olympia, the shape he's in, the size of the legs on him, he's obviously got some power. But I think when you mentioned then, Andy, about him not really sort of opening up properly, Uldadai, I don't think he wants to, and I think if he did, then he went, and then he went again, and after the second phase in there, I think he'd have a lot more success.
Well, I've got to say, if I'm totally honest, Roly Lambert looks very, very tired, and